Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
The Georgia High School Association and Watch BC Sports present round 2 of the state Quad A playoffs tonight here from Memorial Stadium as your Benedictine Cadets take on the Colonels of Cass out of North Georgia. I'm Kevin Thomas. He is Christian Gokel. Welcome into another Friday night of high school football action. This kind of feels like early October, not late November with the weather tonight. It a little bit of humidity. It hadn't cooled off quite as much as last Friday night, but Christian, you're still playing. We've said it every week. You get one more to get one more, and that's what's in front of the Cadets tonight. You get this home game tonight, you win. We already know with the coin flip situation, you win tonight, you will be here next Friday after Thanksgiving. Just a matter, obviously, who you're going to play. Conventional wisdom would say if it plays chalk, it would be Central of Carrollton all the way over in near Alabama, having to come all the way down and play here in Savannah. So kind of a reversal of last year where you went on the road a lot. Your destiny right now is when you get to stay at home, play one to get one. And a team last night that I think maybe Christian got the appropriate playoff wake-up call. It was 7-7 in round number 1. Ultimately, you win going away, but just enough of a scare to look like a team playing at a different level in the second half. And then, obviously, if, a lot of times in any kind of tournament, if you can survive that first one, you kind of settle in and play. And this is a good Cass team, but obviously at home, you got to feel like Benedictine says, if we play like you did in the second half, we feel like we're going to be moving on to the next round.
100%. You mentioned a few big things there. Number one, BC earned the right to be here in the regular season, winning their region against a very, very tough slate there. Teams like Ware County, Warner Robins, Perry, go in there, take care of business against them. So now you have the advantage of being at home. And last week, a little bit of a sleepy start after a bye week for everybody against a very good East Forsyth team who kind of wanted to put you to sleep a little bit. They're kind of an anaconda-style offense there. Choke you out, just run the football, milk the clock, limited BC to just 3 possessions in the first half. But the Cadets woke up in the second half, end up winning that game by 35 points, and now you come back. You're at home against a very, very talented Cass team. They're 9-2. You're 8-2. Very similar styles of offense and defense. They've got guys going off to play big Power 4 level football. You've got guys going on to play big Power 4 level football. So because of what you did in the regular season, you're at home in this game, and I think that's a massive advantage.
Yeah, this is Texas Tech versus Mississippi State in the quarterback matchup tonight. And Christian, I didn't want to say this in a negative way, but you're kind of playing a mirror image of yourself offensively. And again, mirror image, can they be as explosive as BC is offensively? I don't think so, but conceptually, formation-wise, they're going to look kind of similar in what they're trying to accomplish when they line up over the football.
Yeah, and much like BC with Stephen Cannon, Cass wants to come out, and they're leaning on the quarterback, Brody McWhorter. He's the Mississippi State commit, 6'3", 6'2", good body, right about 200 pounds, and he can run, he can throw. I was watching him in warm-up. He's got a live arm, man. It's on a dot from about 40, 45 yards away. So, yeah, they're going to come out much like BC. They're going to be in the shotgun a lot, 2-3 wide receivers at a time, and they can stretch the field. And then you come back underneath. They've got a really strong offensive line led by another McWhorter who's headed to Michigan. And you don't go play offensive line at Michigan unless you're really talented. So, yeah, they run very similar concepts, a lot of bubble screens, so they try to stretch you vertically and some power run in there as well. We'll mix the quarterback in the run game a little bit as well. So, these guys aren't going to see anything tonight that they haven't seen in practice, not just this week, but all season long. It's who's going to be able to come out, execute, and make the big plays.
And again, I think that benefits Galen Houston and his defense. Kind of should be familiar. Maybe the personnel doesn't quite do what some of your guys can do, but you're going to understand basically this is where they're trying to be. This is where they're trying to get read and react type situation that you've been doing since July and August.
Yeah, and I think last week you came out on the first drive, you're able to walk down the field and score a touchdown, but I think kind of approach that East Forsyth took, which is, hey, we're going to sit 10 yards off and let you make the mistakes, kind of threw in some zone blitzes that you hadn't seen before. I think it affected the Cadets in the first half. Tonight, you can't afford to come out slow against a really talented Cass team, and I think it's a team very reminiscent to last week where we're the underdogs, probably not going to try to just sit there and go blow for blow, playing straight up. They're going to take some chances, whether it's the trick play, whether it's sin and blitzes. They're going to have to take some chances tonight. But the Cadets, much like they did last week, just can't give them that big play where you turn the football over, flip the field, something like that. So two very talented teams. I think, again, you're at home. You feel like you have the more talented of the two rosters, but you look at that win-loss record, you don't win 9 games by accident.
Right.
Cass has won a lot of football games. They got a really, really talented coaching staff over there as well. So they're going to be well coached. They're going to come out and execute, and they're going to make you beat them. They're not going to hand you things.
This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. They've been celebrating 50 years all season long with us as we count you down towards the kickoff. Check out those 50-year anniversary specials just in time for, well, you're too late tonight because you should be here at the stadium, but give them a call for college football, NFL, 50 pieces of chicken, $50, 50 tenders for $50, 5 pounds of barbecue. That always goes good on a Saturday with some college football, $50. Check them out, Barnes Restaurant, and they have been a staple in the Savannah community, and we've been fortunate enough to have it a few times pregame this season. I haven't had a lot of home games, but a few times this season here at home, and well, it's never disappointed. It always hits the right notes, needless to say. So get them on the horn and get ready for your next tailgate feast, your get-together for college football and more. They'd be happy to make sure you're having a good time in the meal department while you're getting ready for some football.
Absolutely. You can't beat 3 words, Kevin. Classic Savannah barbecue.
Absolutely. We're coming right back. We got more as we count you down towards kickoff right here from Memorial Stadium, and this is Watch BC Sports.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
We're back here on the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Kevin and Christian, as we get you ready for BC and Cass. And again, round 2 of the state playoffs, familiar territory for the Cadets. And I think Danny Britt talked about just the expectations of we want to win the region, but you get to this stage in the season, and BC has a expectation that you're not losing in the first round. You want to go on those runs. There's, as you said, Christian, there's programs. Happy to be there. East Forsyth, that was just their 4th ever playoff appearance in school history. Maybe a little bit, hey, we're going to play hard, but we're kind of happy that we had a good season to get in it. Haven't experienced a playoff run. BC's experienced playoff run championships, and it's not enough to get in. It's get in and expect to go deep into playoffs, and we'll see how that comes out tonight. Obviously, I think a key would be make a statement play early offensively or defensively and kind of set that tone.
100%. And I think last week you kind of let East Forsyth hang around, and it was tense in here at halftime. And it was the first couple series of the second half where BC kind of took a deep breath and said, oh, okay, we're playing our football. But it's the cliche, right? Pressure is a privilege. And this team has state championship aspirations, and that started before this season. That started at the end of last season when you lose in the third round at Blessed Trinity, and you come back, your quarterback's coming back, your star wide receiver's coming back, your star nose tackle's coming back. It's this senior class that's kind of built, and it reminds me, Kevin, it's the way college football kind of used to be before the transfer portal, where it's not the same team winning every single year. It's you have a team that have a great class that go up, win one or two, and then they kind of fade off. The other team would come up, and I think the last one you saw like that was Michigan with J.J. McCarthy, where it's just like they got close, and finally as seniors they broke through. That's what it kind of feels like with these guys, where there's that expectation. You won in 2021. You were freshmen in 2022. You won that state championship. Now you've been building with this class, and now you're seniors. Beginning of the year, it's felt like state championship or bust for these guys. So a lot of people would say, is that unrealistic expectations? Is that unfair to these guys? It's just reality, man. You got a quarterback that's a 4-star committed to Texas Tech. You got an all-world wide receiver that's committed to Notre Dame. Your nose tackle's committed to Clemson, and you got a ton of other guys in the next few classes. Your starting safeties going to Appalachian State. I mean, you are loaded with talent. If you're expecting anything besides the state championship, I think your expectations are too low. But these guys, I feel like, Kevin, maybe more so than some of the classes in the past, have come through like, hey, this is business as usual. And I think that's because of the success of those other classes. These guys expect to be here and expect to win and move on to the next round.
Yeah, I think you talk about the commits that they have. There's going to be several more out of this class.
100%.
I think Carlton Hall, because he didn't play last year and was recovering, I think as the season's gone on, I heard Coach Britt a few weeks ago say has started to pick up in terms of a lot of talk and what schools are interested in him. And as this playoff run goes on, just going to get more tape there. But, to me, I look at this matchup, and we talked it offensively. You want Stephen Cannon and those guys to have a big game. I think up the middle, we talked about the baseball analogy, up the middle defensively with Cam Cody, Larson Little, Mekhi Williams. If you're strong there, you're going to be tough to beat defensively.
100%. And then, hey, if you want to go outside, well, we got the number one edge player in the class of 2026 in LaDamian Guyton, who's kind of waiting for you there. And it feels like he's had a quiet season, quote unquote, because everybody runs away from him, either running your quarterback away from him or you're running your offense away from him. And we look at the tackles. He's got 6 sacks on the year, and you haven't played a ton of drop back and pass it kind of football team. So I think 6 sacks in 11 games or just 10 games is pretty dang good. So he's a guy who other teams really, really scheme around him. So, up the middle, it's really hard to just go north and south against BC. But we've said it since we've been doing this. It's also really freaking hard to go east and west against this team just because how they play offensively and what these guys practice against every day. It's buck sweeps, it's power off tackle, and you practice against that all the time. It helps when you get to game time. So, built really sturdy up the middle from a pitcher, catcher, second base, and center field there. But nose tackle and then both inside linebackers, Houston and Little, have been unbelievable this year. And then both your safeties are seniors in Mekhi Williams and Wyatt Estabrook. So, you're built really strong up the middle, but it's pretty dang good on the edge too.
Certainly, and I think you and I were talking about just looking at some of the tape from Cass. They like to roll the pocket and quite possibly read number one is where's number 3? We're going the other direction with the play, which in some ways could help you a little bit if they're not willing to at least counter back from time to time and go that way. You kind of know, hey, if we're moving, LaDamian Guyton's over here, we're going to flow this way, and they're going to try to run away from us. So if, like they say, football's easier to play if you only have to play on half the field.
100%.
And I think tonight they're going to try to dominate half the field if they can. And BC's going to say, well, if you're only going to use half the field, we're going to try to dominate you in that space as well defensively.
Yeah, it's the give and take. When you cut the field in half, you're simplifying things for your quarterback, simplifying his read, so he's not having to look at the whole field and read the entire defense. Kind of has a first read. If that's not there, check down or run it. But at the same time, you're really simplifying things for the defense as well. So it's the give and take, but we'll see how they approach.
This is the countdown to kick off the pregame show brought to you by Barnes Restaurant. We're going to step aside while we have the prayer and national anthem. We will come back, continue to count down to kickoff here between Cass and Benedictine. This is Watch BC Sports.
Remove all hands here for our national anthem. Before that, we're going to do the pregame prayer. Father in heaven, we ask your blessing on the game we're about to play. Let us enter into this competition in the spirit of sportsmanship and with a respect for the members of the opposing team. Please bless the players, coaches, officials, and spectators. Keep us under the protection of your Son, Jesus Christ, and help us be aware of his presence with us tonight. Amen. Our national anthem.
As the world's largest lifestyle retailer of recreational boats and yachts, MarineMax is dedicated to connecting people with life-changing experiences on the water. More than just a boat retailer, MarineMax offers a complete range of services. 3518 Old Tybee Road, Thunderbolt, and online at marinemax.com. The 2025 Taki Foundation Annual 5K 10K is almost here. Presented by Mike Hostelo Law. Get registered for this November 22nd event and get in the fight to provide education and service to diabetics in need. The run kicks off from How to Run, 11 Gateway Boulevard, South, Suite 54, Savannah at 8 a.m. Come walk, run, or even ride along. You can register right now. Go to the Taki Foundation's Facebook page and click. That's TALKI Foundation on Facebook. You can make a difference. Sapelo Straw Company. With Sapelo Pine Straw, you can expect fresh, clean pine straw, fast and reliable service, and a beautifully finished yard. We take pride in neat professional work. Call 912-254-1009 or look for us online at sapelostraw.co.
Welcome back here to the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here as we catch you down towards kickoff. The Cadets and the Cass Colonels. Benedictine kind of looking like Mississippi State tonight. They got maroon pants, maroon tops, going with the white letters and numbers and the white helmet tonight with that Cadets script on the side of the helmet. So we are waiting the captains to emerge from the locker room out of the south end zone. A couple of notes. No Isaac Scott tonight on defense and no JoJo Sutton, Christian Gokel, and Isaac Scott, a tough loss. Jameer Lee, though, has stepped in really in a backup role to all three of those guys on the defensive front and played well last week. And then I believe you said Omari Burse, who is the backup quarterback, is going to get the start at corner tonight. And I think he had a misplayed ball at Burt County. But by and large, Christian, we haven't talked a lot about the corners this year, and that's probably a good thing. And Jonathan Black, sophomore, I think he got cooked against Buford, which it happens, but I don't know that we've mentioned him getting burnt in a route in 7-8 weeks. He has played lockdown corner, and the fact that you don't say his name very often means that he ain't letting guys get open.
No, I think he does the hard things really well, which, the guys want to come out, play 7-on-7 football where they're running and just defending the passes, but he likes to come up and hit people. He likes to get on blocks, get off of them, stop the screen game. Doesn't mind setting the edge of the run game either. And we kind of saw that in the scrimmage to start the season against Camden. We're like, wow, 20 kind of popped because he's not afraid to get physical. And then he's matched that really well with his coverage abilities as well. So BC feels really confident on one side of the field. You felt confident on both sides of the field, but you kind of forget, Kevin, you were without JoJo for 4 or 5 games at the beginning of the season. Obviously, you want your starting cornerback in there, but Amari Burse played a lot of football, and he's a guy who is not unfamiliar with stepping up in big-time situations. He was your starting quarterback in a playoff run last year, and now flip it over to the defensive side of the ball. He's an athlete, and he is a gamer. I think it's the best way to put it.
Yeah, again, I think they've had a lot of guys who, when it's their turn, have answered the call, and Amari's been a guy that I think we talked to Danny Britt, said if he wasn't the backup quarterback, and if what happened to Steven last year hadn't happened, he will be playing more. But they couldn't afford to have something happen and he get hurt. And then they're down to no quarterback depth. So he kind of got less playing time because of that. But when he has gotten in, has played really well given limited snaps defensively.
And it's like you said, Kevin, he's a guy who is a great athlete. And if he wasn't the backup quarterback, he'd probably be playing slot receiver on offense and playing corner on defense. But you need that break in case of emergency kind of backup quarterback there. And he's certainly been that this season. And just looking depth-wise, Kevin, if one of them was to go down or just need a breather, it'll be number 4, Bubba Frazier, your wide receiver that's committed to Notre Dame, stepping up and playing corner for you as well. And he did that pretty okay in the Perry game. Just one play, 180-yard pick six to seal the football game. So it's a pretty good backup.
Yeah, I think that'll play. Yeah, and so there's really the only injury situation for BC is those two guys not able to play tonight, but everybody else locked in and ready to go. We are waiting the emergence of the captains out of the locker room for the cadets and for the colonels. There's the colonels on the far side there in gray pants, white tops. It may, I think, look like black helmets on your screen tonight, but when it hits the light right, they're actually blue. They have one of those kind of like weird schemes on their helmet, and that's their color scheme tonight as you see them emerging on the far side.
Yeah, from Bartow up there, and kind of a cool send-off today, Kevin. I saw the video they shared out on their social media pages. Drove by some of the local elementary schools in the bus before they headed out down here, and I think it was White Elementary School stood outside and waved good luck to them as they drove by and hit the highway for that short trip from north of Cartersville down here to the coast on Savannah. So, I mean, listen, they've already done the hard thing today, which is getting through McDonough. And so from there, it's cake. But cool to have them down there in this video, man. It's everything that's special about high school football.
Absolutely. So they're fired up to be here in Savannah. The Cadets certainly fired up to have another home game here tonight. We'll take one more quick timeout. We'll come back for the coin toss, get you ready for the kickoff tonight of this round 2 football matchup between BC and Cass. This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show right here on Watch BC Sports.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium, the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Christian Gokel. I'm Kevin Thomas, and you see right there the cadet captains have come out of the locker room. And again, something different. They team voted, had 6 captains the rest of the way that are going to be here. Stephen Cannon, trying to get him Jalen Houston, Bubba Frazier, Josh Washington, Cam Cody, and I believe the first one who they are blocking is Larson Little. So 6 captains here the rest of the way for BC Christian as we await their jaunt towards midfield for the opening coin toss.
Yeah, some guys who have played in some big-time football games themselves, and like you said, they'll be your captains for the rest of the way. As they walk out, Kevin, I want to say thank you to a few people in the BC community for helping make tonight's broadcast possible. First off, BC Brothers Moving. Those guys helping us on the road to Atlanta here, bring these video games out to you. The folks down at the Sapelo Straw Company hopping on, helping us in this playoff run. And then, of course, the BC AAA, the alumni group here that's just, I think it's second to none in the state of Georgia. So anybody that can go out there and come to us and say, hey, what can we do to help to make this happen? We appreciate it. As I get accosted by Savannah's finest. What again, guy, we couldn't make it happen without him here. But again, just those 3 groups right there, really special people, and encourage you to seek them out for anything you need, whether you're moving, you need some fresh pine straw on the property, or you want to find a way to support the cadets. Those 3 companies right there are a great way to do it.
Yeah, the BCAA does some great jobs, great things for all the athletes there at BC. So, and for all the students there at BC, as the captains are out. And Christian, again, I think a hot start is good, but we thought it was going to be Runaway City last week. Offensively, just went right down the field and then kind of sputtered like an old jalopy for the rest of that first half offensively. So You'd like to make something impactful happen early. And again, you said number 78, you see walking towards us here for Cass, big-time line commitment, or at least has got a lot of interest for some Big Ten schools on the offensive line. Is that correct?
Yeah, committed to Michigan, and a really, really talented football player. Like I said, anytime you get an offer from Michigan
to play offensive
you're
line,
probably pretty good. 76.
76, I'm
Yep,
sorry.
they're good.
Bear McWhorter. That sounds like a dude
I
that-
believe the brother of Brody McWhorter, who is the quarterback.
So if you're Bear, you pretty much have to play defensive line or offensive tackle. I mean,
There's a Bear who is the starting quarterback for BYU, though.
No,
so.
it doesn't matter. If you're he's mispositioned. If your name is Bear, you got to play line somewhere.
I don't think he's mispositioned or misweighted, because I don't think you can play offensive line at 210.
You shouldn't have named him Bear then.
All right.
Anyway.
You think he's barely big enough?
That's how we're starting it? That's how we're doing it
That's
tonight?
right.
All right. So it looks like Cass will take the football. So you're going to put that BC defense on the field first after the Colonels won the toss. I don't know that Galen Houston or Danny Britt are upset with that.
No.
Put the defense out there first, and then you're getting the ball back coming out of the locker room. So one of the few times we haven't seen a team tell BC to take the ball first in the last 4 to 5 weeks here.
No, and Cass, I think, believing in their unit there on offense, they can beat you in a multitude of ways, and you're going to have to do it against this BC offense or this BC defense.
So the Cadets lining up here in the south end zone. The Colonels are running onto the field across the way.
And Kevin, the beauty that is a live band. Thank you to Cass for making the trip, because it just makes it so much better. The environment is so much more awesome when you got that live band.
It certainly is. BC getting ready to come on the field, and here come the Cadets. And again, they are ready to go here in round number 2. Again, that defense is going to get a test early. And again, we'll see how Galen Houston and company have prepared this week for Cass. As we talked a little bit ago about formational, scheme-wise, not too dissimilar from what you're trying to do on offense there as well.
No, and again, curious what the script is. How do they come out and attack this BC defense? And honestly, Kevin, with the quarterback you have and the skill guys you have on the outside, I'm stretching BC early, because if you let BC load the box, it's going to be tough sledding all day. So, Cass, I'd expect to see them early taking some shots on the Cadets.
This has been the Barnes Restaurant pregame show as we transition to tonight's ball game. It'll be John Brenton to get us started tonight from Memorial Stadium. Again, the coin flip has already happened for next week. So if you're just tuning in, if BC wins this ball game tonight, they will be right back here next Friday, day after Thanksgiving, for round number 3. So practice on Thanksgiving has always been a goal. Home game after practice on Thanksgiving, another big goal if you can get it.
That's just the whipped cream on the pumpkin pie, Kevin. Yeah, I'm getting some Thanksgiving.
Did we
stuff
switch
going.
roles tonight? Yeah. Here's John Brenton. The kickoff is going to come down around the 3-yard line. Up the right side it goes. Across the 20, 25, across the 30 before he's shoved out of bounds. And again, that's been the bugaboo of the Cadet special teams, is kick coverage, as Khalil Charles takes it out all the way to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, just haven't been able to get the football to the end zone, and you see what happens. And you honestly would have been better kicking it out of bounds.
So here comes Brody McWhorter, senior quarterback, 6'2", 195. You see him there in the pistol with 4 wides into formation. And again, the big tackle, his brother there at left tackle. Here's the snap. He'll roll right side, throw it underneath, and dropped. You had Larson Little in coverage.
Yeah, BC is going to mix it up tonight between zone and man, but right there they come out in man coverage, and they try to start the game kind of with what I was thinking, where it's like, hey, look, we're going to take you deep, and then come back underneath a little screen play and dropped, but I think Larson would have been there anyway.
So they'll put trips here to the left. Here's the snap, a little inside give, and they'll try to pop it to the right side. Oh, LaDamian Guyton just swallowed him whole after a yard gain there off the right side. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Curious how they approach this, because you do not want to get into an obvious passing situation against this BC defensive front. Do you just try to get something out of your quarterback's hand early, or do you trust this really talented offensive line to hold up against the pass rush and give your quarterback time?
You've got LaDamian Guyton. He's standing over the ball, and now he'll go to the top of your screen here for BC in this 4-wide set. On third down, here's McWhorter looking, and he's going to be flushed, stepped up in the pocket. Oh, a nice cutback, and he's going to slide and have the first down.
Early, that's a nice spot.
And they gave him the end of the slide, and that'll be a first down. Just got out of the grip of Larson Little that time. And
I think he slid about a yard short, but it's high school football. There's no reviews. And that's just a good job by him navigating the pocket, made a man miss, and picked up a first down. And BC had a spy on him. You got to make that tackle in the open field.
So wide splits on that line. They'll give it straight ahead, and the quarterback keeper, McWhorter, going to slide again. He's not wanting to take the contact here early, but he got 6 yards right off the right side.
Yeah, if you can't block Cam Cody, why even try? And so they let him through right there in the midline read. He crashes hard on the running back, and a good job by the quarterback pulling it there and picking up a big gain there on first down. Set you up in second and plus.
Colonels will go with an H-back situation here. That's Tatum, the tight end. He'll motion up to the right. And here's a little inside give. Read nicely. Couldn't bring him down on first contact. Then LaDamian Guyton will hit him, but not before he gets the first down. That was going to be that was Charles who returned the opening kickoff. He'll get the first down.
I appreciate that officiating is hard, but that's twice now. They've given him about an extra 2 yards. That was not a first down.
Ball is at the BC 41. And Christian, we'll talk about this in a minute, but Cass going with very wide splits on the offensive line. I'll let you break that down why they're choosing to do that here in just a minute as we go 1st and 10 here. And here's the snap. They will give it to Charles, strung out, and that is Jameer Lee with a big tackle back. They give him forward progress at the 46, but behind the chains, it'll be 2nd and 15.
Well, you talked about the splits there, Kevin, and a great job by Jameer. I think the quarterback, if he could do it again, he would have pulled that one. But you go wide splits when you're trying to reach that next level, and you're not necessarily worried about driving the front 4 or front 3, however many BC puts out. You're not necessarily worried about blocking them and driving them. You just want to set up something quick hitter, get them moving, and then get up to the next level. It's what you see a lot of times from the service academies with their triple option. It's either they're going at your knees and cutting, or they're just trying to clip you and get up to the next level. And right now, I don't think they feel like they can just take BC, double team them, and push them around.
Be really wide. You can see it here on 2nd down. The give. It falls on the ground, and falling forward on it is McWhorter. They'll put the ball back where he fumbled it at the 45 of BC, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Yeah, last time you were in this situation, the quarterback was able to pick it up with his legs. Can Amari Burse and Jonathan Black hold up on the outside here and force that again? But, Kevin, with these wide splits and just the approach here on the first drive, it's 1950s football just out of the shotgun. They're going read option.
So
this looks almost like a punt formation.
Yeah, Cadets in press coverage here on the near side. Now Jonathan Black backs off. Here's McWhorter on a drop. He'll roll here to the near side, wind up and throw it deep. They have a man. Look at the closing of Amari Burse, and he caught it. Oh, my goodness. I thought Amari knocked it down, and it just got over his hands, and that's a touchdown.
I think Amari tipped it into his hands, and you had 2 guys there. Amari went up and made a play on it, but unfortunately, a football is a weird shape, and it bounces funny sometimes, and happened to bounce right into the hands of the wide receiver.
I thought the great closing speed by Burse, and just, as you said, I thought he had knocked it down, and it tipped it right into his hands.
He tried to pick it, and it just bounced out of his hands into the receiver's hands.
So here's the point after touchdown. And it is up, and it is good. 7-0. Cass takes an early lead on a kind of unfortunate bounce on the tip pass. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. So, shocker early off the deflected pass that found a home into the belly. I believe that was Elijah Slocum of Cass. And they go up 7-0 on a 3rd and long.
Yeah, and I love the thought process there. Why try to throw something short when you're in plus territory? It's basically like a punt if you get picked off there. So just take a shot at the end zone. Funny things seem to happen, and great job there by the wide receiver staying engaged and keeping his eyes on that football.
So here's a little pooch kick. Going to come down to the up back. This is Stanley Smart. Smart going to come straight ahead across the 40, still on his feet, and he'll be turned around at the 43. So good to have an up back named Stanley Smart who can run the football, and Cadets are going to start in great field position of their own here.
Yeah, hands team out there, and Stanley Smart, obviously something they saw in film because they were kind of keying on that. And anytime you're starting running back and get an extra touch is a good thing.
When your kicker wears 62,
he was banging them pretty good in the warm-ups, but I just wonder, maybe kind of similar thing you're used to where it's, hey, can't quite get it to the end zone.
So here are the Cadets on first down. Cannon in a shotgun. They'll roll Steven. He'll just keep it himself off the left side, and he'll have 7 yards on first down, and that was a design keeper the whole way, and they get it out near midfield.
Yeah, just student body left. Steven Cannon able to pick up some plus yardage there on first down, and now you're in your full offense and BC going fast.
That's kind of a play out of East Forsyth's book last week. Cadets up quickly here on second down. They'll give it to Stanley Smart. He'll push ahead, and Stanley will have the first down as he drives inside the 45 to the 43. That's the BC brothers moving the chains, first down.
I mean, play calling is an art, and you kind of saw it at full display right there. Your quarterback runs on the first one, and then you kind of go read action. The defensive end has to account for it, and so he's standing there, and Stanley Smart runs right by him.
Cadets go flex bone here. They'll give it to Mallard off the left side, and Aaron takes a shot but falls over towards the 40. So a gain of about 3 there on first down.
Yeah, and that one you're just trying to – it's a tendency breaker. You had Josh Washington, who's the one who gets that 90% of the time on the other side. You just come back the other way with Aaron Mallard to the short side, trying to get them with a false step, but good defense that time by Cass.
So second down here for the Cadets, their opening drive of the ball game. They'll put Conaway here to the near side. They'll roll Steven here to the near side. He'll tuck it, and he'll be pulled down from behind, but he's actually going to end up with a yard on that play. It'll bring up third down and about 6.
That's a good job by that defensive end, just disengaging from the block and coming back and hitting Steven Cannon, and that was scary ball security from your quarterback because he just had that football in his right hand. When you get up past the line of scrimmage, go ahead and tuck that thing.
So trips up top here for BC on third down. First third down of the ball game. Cannon, he's going to take it himself straight ahead. That'll be a first down and more. It's a 30, 25, and there's the speed from Steven Cannon. Ran away from the safety, and a 39-yard touchdown. BC on the board.
He can do it, man. And when he decides to turn it on, you see why he's a member of that 4x100 state championship team, and that's a lot of speed for someone who weighs 200 pounds. That's elite from your quarterback right there, and what an answer from the Cadets.
And that was a play out of the Buster Faulkner playbook at Georgia Tech. Just, hey, we're going to go power straight ahead.
Can we start the Haynes King Heisman campaign, by the way?
And BC answers immediately right back. We have a player down for the Cadets. Can't see who it is. But offensively, an answer there for BC Christian. They go right down the field, really on the legs of Steven Cannon.
Yeah, I mean, again, you get kind of soft coverage there. They have 5 guys in the box, and you're able to take advantage of it, and some nice design runs for your quarterback to get the game started.
Again, can't see who this is on the ground for BC. It would appear a lineman, just so you see the leg braces out there. And it is. And he is hobbling gingerly. And they're going to take him to the St. Joseph Candler Medical Tent over here. Point after by Parker Lewis is up and good, and it's 7-7. After an answer by the Cadets, this is Cadet football on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
So the Cadets with an answer as they go down in a 39-yard touchdown run from Stephen Cannon. That was Reef Leonard, sophomore. He's played really well for him. Taken to the tent. We'll hopefully see that he's okay after they get him checked out. We'll let you know. And Reef's been one of those guys that has played some really good football. Brenton will kick it off. They'll come back the other side here, and it's going to come down and hit. And, oh, what a kick. Rolled inside the pylon. I think the Cadets were going to be content to kick it out of bounds and just let it go where it may.
I don't think he could have placed it any better, and you'll take the bounce from the senior.
Well, that's when you go back to coach and say, I meant to do that.
Yeah, coach. Let me do that again.
Looks like Colin Ward's going to come in and play center on this next possession for BC, taking snaps. And Colin, I think, has kind of bounced around various spots in the offensive line this year as well. So
Stephen Cannon over there, just give him a few
pointers.
Here's how I like it.
So 1st and 10 here for Cass. Charles moves off to the right of McWhorter. McWhorter will keep it. Cam Cody just wrapped him up. He's going to get no gain. Once you run into big 55, you're really not going anywhere.
And here's the problem is you're running midline against him, but when he takes out the running back and the quarterback, that's elite level stuff. And young man committed to Clemson, and you don't get that offer unless you're a pretty dang good defensive lineman. They've had a couple guys.
You talk about just the raw power.
Yeah.
They were talking about they were doing maxes on squats, and they finally went to Cam and said, okay, you're done.
575 is enough.
And they did it easy, apparently. An easy – is that such a thing? Here's the snap. McWhorter into flat. It's going to be caught by the tight end in Tatum, and he gets shoved out of bounds by Larson Little. It'll be 3rd and short here for Cass.
Yeah, that young man committed to Kennesaw State, and you get a matchup you like, your big tight end on a linebacker, and good job getting it to 3rd and manageable here. Full playbook's open. If you're Cash, you got to feel like if you get it to the 29, it's going to be a first down. The way some of these spots have gone.
So Damian Guyton for BC, top of your screen. Here's the give inside to Thomas, and that just went nowhere. The entire middle of that defensive front just won the battle, and who's getting up first for BC? It's Cam Cody and Larson Little. So they both met there, and it'll bring up 4th down for the Colonels.
Yeah, they tried to run power football on you, and like I said, it's tough sledding up the middle against 55 and 9.
Now, something we noticed pregame, Tatum, the tight end, is going to do the kicking. This has been it was slow.
Yes.
In pregame. Slow snap, and he takes a couple walking steps. So if BC tries, might have an opportunity to come back to it. That was a little quicker, but a low line driver going to be caught by Bubba Frazier. He's got some room here to the near side of the 50. A wall set up at the 40. It's a split race up the right side, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Bubba Frazier with a punt return for the touchdown, and that's what you get out of Bubba. You get so used to seeing it, and that just looks smooth and easy coming back here to the near side.
Kevin, you can't punt the football to that young man right down the middle of the field. There's got to be a different option, and that time he shows you why. That's, the 4th or 5th kick return for a touchdown this year for him, and it's just elite speed and elite vision from him, and a great job by the guys down the field blocking and setting up that alleyway, but you feel like 9 out of 10 times, if you hit a line drive to him down the middle of the field, it's going to be 6 going the other way.
And here's the point after Parker Lewis. It's up and good. This is Cadet football. Presented by Cash and Carry. BC leads it 14-7.
The 2025 Talkie Foundation annual 5K 10K is almost here. Presented by Mike Hostelo Law. Get registered for this November 22nd event and get in the fight to provide education and service to diabetics in need. The run kicks off from How to Run, 11 Gateway Boulevard, South, Suite 54, Savannah at 8 a.m. Come walk, run, or even ride along. You can register right now. Go to the Talkie Foundation's Facebook page and click. That's TALKI Foundation on Facebook. You can make a difference.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Bubba Frazier getting it done on the punt return. So Cass going to go right back on offense. Let's see if John Brenton can work a little kicker's magic up the sideline like he did last time and wiggle it inside the pylon.
Yeah, Kevin, last week, 7-7 at halftime. We're less than 8 minutes into the first quarter. We got 21 points on the board.
So here is Brenton. He'll line drive it, and that's going to go into the end zone.
Hey,
good kick.
How about that?
Maybe we found the secret sauce. Kick it up the right hash. And he's going to put some more drive into that football.
Yeah, and a little bit warmer night tonight too, Kevin. Perfect temperatures down here. We're in the 70s at kickoff. I think we're mid-60s right now. I mean, it's November, and it feels like late August, early October.
I don't think it's going to drop much more than this tonight either. So
this is Kevin Thomas weather.
It certainly is. So 1st and 10 here for Cass. They'll put Tatum in motion. And the read's going to be ahead. This is straight ahead. That is going to be, that's Charles. And he'll have 6 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 4. He's coming up kind of hobbled. Either that or he lost a shoe.
And Cass, a very, very good football team. Sorry, Kevin. Really good football team. And a lot of teams, you feel like you kind of saw this last week with East Forsyth. You got one option, and if that option doesn't work, you're in big trouble. Cass has plan A, B, and C. They can beat you in a lot of different ways. I'm curious what the adjustments are here as you're trailing for the first time tonight.
They go a lot smaller at running back with DeMarcus Ballinger, and they'll keep it straight ahead. McWhorter, who's going to have the first down and then pile drive backwards by, you guessed it, LaDamian Guyton, but he'll have the first down.
Now here's the thing, Kevin. It's ISO with your quarterback over and over and over again. It's just not a recipe, I think, for success. I think BC is okay if you're going to get 5 or 6 yards, but your quarterback's taking that kind of a hit every single time. And the young man's a warrior, like we talked about earlier, committed to Mississippi State, very talented athlete, but got to find some other options. And I think, Kevin, they might have watched that tape from Warner Robins and said, hey, this is a play that they're very susceptible against, but again, don't love my quarterback taking those kind of shots.
So first down, McWhorter going to get it out quick. It's going to be caught, and close to the first down is going to be, I believe, Jeremy Barrett, sophomore wide receiver.
I mean, how many times have you seen BC run that same exact play? It's like we talked about. These are very offenses that are very reminiscent to each other.
The 2nd down and 2. Bubba Frazier comes in at the short corner over there. Jonathan Black, the boundary corner here, is going to press up coverage. Now he'll back out on 2nd and short. McWhorter, the give inside, and that was just swallowed whole. Cam Cody with about a 175-pound difference, it seems like, between him and Ballinger. And that play was done before it got started, Christian.
Yeah, and again, you're wondering, was that a read that the quarterback could have taken and pulled that out of his running back's gut, or was that just a design dive play? Either way, Cam Cody just crashing things in the middle right now. And they're fortunate that was just a 3-yard loss.
And he is winning a lot early. We've said Cam's name a bunch here in this first quarter. Here's McWhorter now out of a shotgun on 3rd and 5. Looks to the right. Oh, and he is nailed. Cole Schumann comes off that outside linebacker spot. Christian and sacks McWhorter back at the 30, and Cass going to have to punt.
Yeah, just a zone blitz right there. And if you're a quarterback, you got to have those alarm bells going off in the back of your head against a pass rush like this. Offensive line, I thought, did a really good job, but you had good coverage, and the quarterback just kind of sat. Got to get rid of the football or got to take off.
Nobody saw Cole Schumann coming off the backside.
No. And what's the adjustment here with the punt?
This one very slow. It had to get it off quick. It's going to be short and kicked out of bounds. BC is going to get this near midfield.
That was a lot better that time. I think that's probably what they wanted to do the first time, but you flip, you pick up about 30, 40 yards there on the punt, you kick it out of bounds and just take off any kind of threat of a touchdown, but also at the same time, really, really strong field position for the Cadets.
So BC is going to get this at the 49. They've scored on a Stephen Cannon touchdown run and a Bubba Frazier punt return. So just their second offensive possession here in the first quarter.
And going back to that sack just for a second, that's one of those ones where you see it's free when you're the rusher and you're like, wait.
Just wait till I get there.
Come on.
Bubba Frazier, tail of the eye of this formation. They'll play action to Bubba. And Steven going to let one fly, looking for Mallard. Incomplete, I think underthrown a little bit. And give Bubba Frazier some credit. You talk about, hey, he's a Notre Dame commit, known for the speed. He stepped up in the hole and picked up a blitzer to keep Stephen Cannon free.
Yeah, I mean, max protection, the maxest of protections, because you had one route on that play, and it was down the field. I think if Stephen Cannon goes back and watches this one on tape, he leaves that one more towards the sideline than down the middle of the field because your guy had outside leverage, but still, like the call, stretch the defense out a little bit.
Second down and 10 here for the Cadets. They'll give it to Mallard on the screen. He gets a block, and he's well into cast territory, still on his feet. Oh, they're going to call a hold, I'm guessing, on Josh Washington back at the 50. He kind of came in late.
I think it was one of those ones, too, Kevin, where you had a great block. You just held on to it 1 second too long. And it's when Aaron went past him, he just kind of stayed engaged with the guy. Once he's past you, let him go. He's not going to catch up to Aaron Mallard. But a really good block by Josh Washington that time, just a little too long. That's a big play there for Cass because all the momentum in maroon and white right now. 2nd and 20.
So second and a long ways here for Benedictine. Here's Cannon out of a shotgun. Cass jumped. Did they get back? They did.
I don't think he made it over the ball into the neutral zone. I think he just kind of sent a knee to the ground. Fortunate.
Smart comes out of the backfield. Stevens got time. He'll be flushed here to the near side. Looking. Cannon going to try to make something happen. Oh, I don't know if you like him throwing away the ball like that. But did he get it back up there? And obviously was just trying to get rid of the football. But kind of falling, and sometimes you just float one up the sideline and it gets picked off.
Yeah, and a disciplined pass rush that time from Cass. And anytime your quarterback's scrambling to the near side of the field, you don't have a lot of room to work with. This is where, Kevin, a lot of times you see a little underneath tunnel screen from the Cadets. Curious how aware Cass is.
So here's the snap. They'll flare it out in the flat, and a flag already. Here's Bubba Frazier, and he'll get into Cass territory, but that flag was thrown before Steven even let go of the football. And
it came from the far side, and usually that's a coach getting in somebody's ear, maybe 2 men in the backfield for BC.
Steven hadn't taken 2 steps.
Yeah, usually when it comes out that quick, it's a legal formation.
Yeah, legal shift.
Again, it came from the official on the Cass sideline, so I guarantee you there's a coach over there saying, watch this.
So that'll back the Cadets up even more.
And that's just
back at the 35. They need to get to the 41 of Cass for a first down. So
the penalty is a momentum killer for sure.
3rd and C right drive to go here for BC. They got a long ways.
And you just try to gut them right here.
I mean, worst case, you do kind of what Cass did to you. Just let Steven throw one deep. If it gets picked, they'll give it to Bubba Frazier. Bubba going to try to stay on his feet and maybe get a couple, and BC's going to have to punt the football. Surprised maybe they just didn't let him throw one deep and see if you can't outrun somebody.
Yeah, they'd stop the clock for something. The far side official signal, helmet off for Bubba Frazier.
So now Stephen Cannon going to stay back and punt here for BC. Double safeties for Cass. It'll be Elijah Slocum and Ballinger for the Colonels back deep. High short kick by Steven. And it's going to get a fortunate roll. And it will be touched up at the 36 of Cass. And that'll do it for the first quarter as well. Christian Gokel, we go to the second. Cadets lead at 14-7. This is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium as we start the second quarter. It will be 1st and 10 here for Cass. And Cass had a big pass play for their touchdown on 3rd and long. Since then, Christian, BC's kind of kept them contained. It's been a lot of short and underneath stuff. They'll throw underneath to McWhorter, and that was read beautifully. Jonathan Black going to spin him out of bounds after maybe a yard to Abdullah Courtney.
Yeah, we talked about in the pregame. Jonathan Black not afraid to come up and strike you and set that edge right there. He did a great job, got into the defender's chest or the blocker's chest, and then made that tackle.
Actually going to lose 2 yards.
And Amari burst back in at corner.
So they'll put trips here to the near side, will the Colonels. And they'll look to throw it in the flat underneath. A little screen game there, nicely read. And Jalen Houston just running sideline to sideline, going to bring down Elijah Slocum after a gain of about 2 back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Houston did a great job right there coming from his inside linebacker spot and track. I think they were in man coverage right there, so he was tracking that running back the whole way, but got to do a better job setting the edge of corner right there because you kind of float upfield and let them cut right underneath you.
So 3rd down and long. This has not been down and distance positive for Cass tonight.
They've picked it up a couple times, once on a quarterback scramble, but, yeah, you do not want to be living in 3rd and 10.
You got LaDamian Guyton here on the near side of your screen for BC.
Yeah, last time we were in an obvious passing situation, big sack.
So here's McWhorter. They got blown dead. What do we got? Delay a game against Cass. So now it'll be 3rd and 15. And here on 3rd and 15, Bubba Frazier comes in at corner.
Yeah, and Kevin, you throw a screen pass that gets blown up on the far hash to the far sideline, and then you try to substitute. That's tough.
And this is going to be probably the old Christian Gokel coverage. Nothing cheap, nothing deep.
Yeah, and you got 13 seconds on the play clock, and you still haven't called the play. 7.
And McWhorter with 5 on the play clock, going to get the snap. Here comes LaDamian Guyton, going to flush him out. And there's flags aplenty. And it's intercepted, Mekhi Williams. They won't care about the hold. Mekhi with the interception at midfield. BC going to take that football and come the other way. And LaDamian Guyton almost ran him down from the backside. Yeah, I don't think Danny Britt's worried about that hold. They want the football. Offense is already halfway out on the field.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be set up at the 48. Only thing I can think is you make them punt it. Back them up 10 and make them punt, but they just go ahead and take it at the 48.
Now,
yeah.
Holding against Cass will obviously be declined. Mekhi Williams with the interception. And BC's defense playing lights out here after that one miscue to start the football game.
Yeah, circle that series right there because it's a one-score game right now, but BC set up plus territory right here. If they're able to put points on the board, that's a big series from the defense.
They're going to back BC up to it's the 48 of BC, so 52 yards to go to pay dirt. Offense kind of stalled themselves out with the penalties. last drive. Now we're ready to go.
3 wideouts, 1 tight end in the game, running back. This is pro-style football.
They'll toss it here to the near side. This is Josh Washington. He's got an alley at the 40, coming near side, 35, and a heck of a run on first down. Going to get you nearly 17, and a BC Brothers moving the chains, first down.
And Bubba Frazier is obviously special. Aaron Mallard's a freak with his speed. I don't know if anybody's better at taking a short pitch or a short bubble screen and turning him into plus yards than Josh Washington.
Oh, they fake the reverse, coming back near side. Stanley Smart. Oh, he runs over a man at the 30 before he's brought down. Ran over a linebacker in Mason Tompkins.
Yeah, but good discipline right there from the corner for Cass. Just number 3 sticking there. And, yeah, it's 5 yards for BC, but that could have been a lot more if he doesn't set the edge.
So second down and about 6 for the Cadets. Cannon will take the snap out in the flat. It's going to be caught. This is Mallard. If he cuts to the outside, which he does, he gets inside the 15 down to the 13. I think if you recognize that cut earlier, it's a touchdown, but that's the BC Brothers moving the chains, first down.
And I know it's a simple behind the line of scrimmage pass. At least it looks simple, but, man, that's a seed from Stephen Cannon right there, right on the money, and you get your guy running full speed with where you place that football. That's a throw you got to be able to make as a college quarterback, and he can do it really, really well at the high school level.
Okay, that's 1st and 10 from the 13. They'll motion an H-back over to the right. They'll give it to Stanley off that right side. Stanley cuts inside, gets down close to the 10, inside the 11.
And, Kevin, I think they might go back to that same formation because you've got Josh Washington one-on-one with nobody within 15 yards of him at the bottom of the screen. You let him try to route somebody up.
They'll go to the pistol here on second down. Okay, let's get a first down at the 3. They'll give it Stanley Smart straight ahead, and he'll get shoved back. No gain on the play, and, hey, the whistles were blowing. And that's not going to make BC coaches happy.
No, but really strong 2 plays back-to-back there from Cass. Just shutting down the middle. BC's going to have to throw the football.
Third down, call it 8. Again, they can get a first down at the 3. I'll put Bubba Frazier in motion. Third down from the 11. Inside 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Cannon on the drop. Stevens going to be flushed here near side. Going to lob one up to the corner. Josh Washington almost made an unbelievable catch. Christian Gokel, but just couldn't hang on, and they're going to ask Parker Lewis, most likely, to come on and cover the rest of this.
You're curious, though, with as well as your defense is playing, yeah, they'll send them out.
When you get to that 2-score lead here early. And Parker's shown some good range as the season has gone on.
Yeah, and it's the hash you want to be on if you're a right-footed kicker.
They'll put it down at, looks like Steven's going to put it down at the 18, so this will be a 28-yarder for Parker Lewis. Hold is good. Parker's got the kick on the way. Did he push it? Yes, he did. Just missed it to the right.
Announcer's jinx.
So the Cadets drive stalls out.
And you hate it for Parker, but that's pushes and back-to-back weeks on makeable field goals. We kind of talk about it on a kickoff. So, what point do you make a change and say, "Hey, we got 4 downs"? And what a stop! What a good hold from Cass.
Kicking's a lot like putting, Christian. It's all a confidence game. BC moved the football, as you said, kind of got down inside the 15 and just bogged themselves down.
And Cass bend but don't break, and BC misses a field goal. That's a huge win for the Colonels.
So 1st and 10 out at the 20 for Cass. Looking, throwing up the left side, and oh, what a play. Jonathan Black stuck a hand in there at the last minute and slapped it away. That's a big-time defensive play by Jonathan Black.
Quiet hands. It's a great job by him. Just waiting. Didn't get handsy with the receiver. Waited for the receiver to stick his hands up and slap that football down. That's just picture-perfect man coverage.
And McWhorter put some heat on it. It was getting there in a hurry.
I say he's got a live arm. This little rail route down the sideline.
So here's the snap. McWhorter going to give it straight ahead, and Jameer Lee there with the tackle after a gain of about 6. He grabbed on to the running back. We'll have to see which Charles it is. There's Khalil Charles and Khalil Charles. One is 5'9", one is 5'10", one is 170, one is 172.
Yeah, not giving you a lot of
Both
information.
sophomores, yeah. So basically carbon copies as you would expect twins to be.
Oh, my goodness.
And that is straight ahead, and that is LaDamian Guyton getting a sack lunch. Just eating on that defensive front.
Yeah, and he comes from his defensive end spot on a stunt right there and just met the running back at the line of scrimmage. So 3 and out there from Cass.
I think it's going to be tough sledding if you're trying to run between the tackles tonight.
That's funny, Kevin. You got Mekhi Williams out there arguing to stay in and be one of the return men, but Josh Washington says, I'll take that spot.
So here's Tatum to punt this football. Oh, a high snap, and he barely gets it off. It's a line driver, and it's going to be.
Oh, what a punt.
Oh, it's going to take a huge roll. Still going at the 41s where they'll touch it up. So the turf roll.
That's a play of the game right there. He's limping as he comes off. But, I mean, able to catch that football, number one, but B, get it off and then get a great roll like that. That's a heck of a play from the punter.
And if you're BC, only about a minute's time run off the clock, and you're right back out there offensively.
Yeah, and if you're Cass, how many times can you ask your defense to come out here and make a hold?
Cadets will go flex bone here on first down. And they'll give straight ahead. Stanley Smart, big hole across midfield stripe inside the 45 as he rolls down to the 43-yard line. A gain of 16 on first down.
Yeah, just you saw the offensive line. Coach Fogarty, he was firing them up before that play, and they just run the gut play right up there, slam it in there with Stanley Smart, and you hit that whole hard, big play on first down.
1st and 10 after the BC brothers moving the chains. First down. Here's Washington, cuts back inside. And he'll get inside the 35, and he'll be very close to another first down, going to be about a yard short at the 34.
Yeah, they brought a short side blitz right there. It's a good job, A, picking it up from Stanley Smart and Stephen Kanan getting rid of it, but B, great job blocking backside.
They'll put trips to the top of the formation here on second and less than a yard. High snap, Stephen Carousek gives it to Stanley Smart. Stanley going to have the first down as he works inside the 25, pushed out of bounds, and just a patient run by number 5 that time.
Yeah, he said it right there. Got behind his tight end, Conaway, and just patient. And then when it was there, hit it, but he had an escort the whole way there. Great job by your running back.
BC brothers moving the chains. First down on that carry by Stanley Smart. And now we got a Wildcat with Bubba Frazier. And everybody on Cass moved, which probably means somebody on BC's offensive front moved. And that's exactly what it is. False start against BC. You had a couple of guys from Cass in the backfield before that ball even got snapped.
And I think it was Hall, your left tackle, but he just wasn't set yet before Bubba Frazier started snapping that football. So, listen, when you're in the Wildcat, you're the quarterback. Wait for everybody to get set up and then start running it.
Stephen Cannon is still in the ballgame up at the top of your formation.
He can fly.
So here's Bubba. He'll come near side. Makes a man miss, still on his feet. Turns the corner and down inside at the 27. He's going to lose or get about 3. And they'll get close to the original line of scrimmage, still behind the chains on second down.
All right, let's let 10 go ahead and head back behind center there. And 2 plays. It was fun.
Yeah, just let him sling the rock out there.
Yeah. And again, you're starting to work them sideline to sideline. You wonder when they come back across the middle on one of those seam routes.
The middle of the field is open if they can get next level. Here's Mallard in motion. Cannon rolling. Has the man second level and in and out, almost intercepted. He was looking for, I believe that was Cole Henderson. And they ran, Christian, you like that levels concept where you had a short, mid, and deep and tried to hit Cole Henderson on that mid route.
Yeah, just a little sprint action there. And you mentioned it, flooding that right side and send a man deep. You have a flat, and then in between that, you have a man about 10 yards deep, and it's a great pass, and layered it over the linebacker, just a little hot to handle.
So here's 3rd down and 12. They'll check back here to the near side. Cannon on a straight drop. Oh, has a man in his face. Going to be sacked way back at the 39, and somebody missed an assignment. A flag comes in way late from the far sideline. That got back there so quick, it was like they had the snap count.
Yeah, I think somebody just got beat clean off the line, and they're going to call a hold against BC on the right side. So double negative.
That flag came flying in late from the far sideline, but I think Cass wants to make BC back up as far as possible.
Now they're going to make a punt. They're going to decline it because, I mean, you lose 10 yards
and take the
on that sack.
So Cannon to do the punting. And trying to pin Cass deep. Cadets lead at 14-7. Steven with a rocket shot. Hits right inside the goal line. It'll be a touchback. And he got all of that one.
They need a little touch there, but you'll take it.
Just over 5 minutes to go here in the quarter. And again, Cadets have kind of been their own worst enemy here.
I think both sides, penalties and negative plays, kind of biting you. And both defenses showing out early. I mean, just a special teams touchdown. Outside of that, once you got outside the first drive, these defenses have settled in.
So 1st and 10 here for Cass. They'll give it straight ahead. It's going to be Charles. And he'll get maybe a half a yard straight ahead. And I think if you're BC, you're content to let that happen time and time again.
Yeah, and again, sticking with those wide splits. But BC doing a better job crashing there on the inside. Just can't fly upfield. You got to sit there, just make a pile, and wait for those linebackers to flow up. But, Kevin, you look in the middle of BC's defense right now. Just nobody there.
Here's a little flare pass out in the flat. Houston there to help guide him out of bounds. Going to get maybe another half yard. It'll be 3rd and long here for Cass.
Yeah, that's absolutely something they watched on tape because BC had no one in the middle of the field. It felt like they knew that one was coming. And you saw all the offensive linemen for Cass just dive forward, try to cut, and get that screen opened up. But BC flying to the sidelines, staying on their feet, bringing up another 3rd and long.
So another big 3rd down here for the Cadet defense. McWhorter will put it back to his left. He'll look here to the near side. Throw an out route to the tight end. Well read and nicely done. Tackle made is that Larson Little.
Yeah, Schumann.
It's Cole Schumann. So Cole Schumann, a couple of nice plays here in the first half for Benedictine, and now Cass will have to punt the football.
That's a great job by him, not getting over aggressive, waiting, playing his spot, and then wrapping up. And again, getting Cass off the field. You got about 4 minutes here are the Cadets.
So it'll be Tatum to punt this football for Cass.
The last snap was high.
Another high snap. Very slow developing in a high, short punt. It's going to be touched up in very plus territory at the Cass 44-yard line. So BC with 3:38 or so to go here in the half and only 44 yards. Can they get out of their own way here and put some points on the board? I think that's been kind of the first half lull. They've moved the football and then kind of stalled and went backwards.
Yeah, and you've been able to hammer them with the inside run. I wonder if we see BC try to stick to it here.
They'll go empty set. Haven't seen Stephen Cannon keep it since that first series either. Here's the snap. Stephen will throw back. Little tunnel screen to Josh Washington. Josh makes a man, misses 40, 35, 30, and gets laid out. at the 26-yard line. That'll be a first down, and the shiftiness of number 7, Josh Washington, after the catch.
Yeah, that was a great job by 17, though, for Cash, just getting back and at least getting a hand on Josh Washington, or that's 6. Well-designed play, had them flying upfield.
So a BC Brothers moving the chains, first down, as Cannon will go under center. Steven will run the toss sweep. This is Mallard, tries to turn the corner, and nobody kept their blocks enough for him to turn the corner. He's going to get maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, they did a good job flying to the perimeter that time and forcing him back in.
And when Aaron turned the corner, he saw nothing but white shirts.
Yeah.
So 2nd down and 9 for the Cadets. Here's the snap. Cannon looking. He'll go up the right side. He's got a man deep in the corner. Picked off in the end zone. I think Bubba Frazier wanted pass interference, but I think that ball was thrown a little underneath and to the inside. And a great play made by Cass, picking that ball off of the end zone.
Yeah, it's a great play, and just running stride for stride with Bubba. You said it, kind of left it on the inside right there, but Kevin, that's just a wonderful play from the cornerback. That's one I'm putting on my tape. First play when I sent it in huddle to a college. Said, hey, this guy's going to Notre Dame. I just locked him up and got a pick. Texas Tech to Notre Dame, and I locked it up and got a pick.
So ball comes out to the 20. Cadet defense has played really well. Really outside of one play. Here's the give straight ahead, and Cam Cody just going to grab on to Ballinger, and he's only going to get a yard.
And you wonder, Kevin, if Cass feels like, hey, BC's getting the football to start the second half. About 2 minutes left. Let's try to work some clock here, force them to take some timeouts and just get out of this half. I mean, outside of a punt down the middle that Bubba Frazier returns for a touchdown, I feel like both defenses have settled in.
So 2nd down, and they'll call it 8 here for Cass. McWhorter going to throw it up the left side. Has a man thrown too far. Jonathan Black into coverage, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, he had a step on Black, though. Like we said, he can spin it, but just a yard or two too far. And now again, Kevin, Cass has kind of been living here all night. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, not where you want to be.
That'll be 3rd down here for Cass. McWhorter's got a running back to his right. Little play action. He'll try to go up the left side again, and it's caught. That time in front of Jonathan Black and thrown out of bounds. Oh, they're going to get Mackay with an extra 15 for the unnecessary roughness. Jonathan Black had him tied up over there.
Yeah, 3 things went very well for Cass on that play. A, the offensive line stood up and let that route develop, and it was a wonderful concept just on the comeback route right there. The ball was waiting on the wide receiver when he made his break. It's hard to beat a perfect pass and perfect route. And then, like you said, on top of it, you get the extra 15 from a late hit.
I feel like BC's been their own worst enemy here in this half. It was caught by Ja Abdullah Cordy, who's 6'3", so got some size over there.
Yeah, and it's been go route, go route, go route, and then that time you hit him on a comeback right at the sticks. And if you're Jonathan Black on that one, you got to trust that, hey, I have Mackay over the top. I can't let them beat me back towards the sticks.
And then Mackay just getting a little extra there on the sideline. So ball's out at midfield, just inside 2 minutes to go.
And I don't know that Cass has passed midfield since the first drive.
I don't think so.
They're still not there.
The nose of the football is kissing the 50-yard line. Here's McWhorter. They'll give it straight ahead and out of a tackle. And he's going to push ahead down towards the BC 42, 8 yards on first down.
That was a great play by the center there, number 60. He didn't try to block Cam Cody. He just kind of got in his way and escorted him around, and they cut right back underneath him. That's what you got to do. You're not going to block him straight up, but you just got to kind of guide him.
That was Charles going straight ahead.
And again, if nothing else, Kevin, you're working this clock almost down under a minute here, just keeping BC's offense on the sideline.
So here's the snap to McWhorter. They'll give it to Charles. He didn't get away from Cam Cody that time, or Jameer Lee. They met at Charles and said, not this time. He's going to lose a couple. It'll be 3rd and 4.
And I think Cass is going to call a timeout.
Cass does call a timeout. We'll step aside with him here really quickly. About a minute to go here in the half. 14-7, BC hanging on. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new. Made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company. Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at BowtieBarbecueCO.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. A minute to go here in the first half. Ball is at the Cadet 44-yard line. A big 3rd and 4 upcoming here for Cass. Cadets will get the football to start the second half, so if they can get out of this with no points allowed.
Yeah, Bubba Frazier back in at one of the corner spots. You wonder if BC is going to press here. And they're going to go 4 wide, spread it out. With about a minute left is this 2-down territory.
And again, McWhorter is a big quarterback, so the quarterback run an option there as well. McWhorter on a straight drop. They blitz, throw it backside, picked off Wyatt Estabrook. And he caught it and stepped out of bounds. And nobody read that ball better than Wyatt. And credit the blitz up the middle. McWhorter had to throw it maybe a beat earlier than he wanted to. And Wyatt Estabrook there to pick it off.
Yeah, Kevin, and that time you're just sitting back. BC goes man coverage on the outside. And Wyatt Estabrook, like you said, taking that step, reading the quarterback's eyes, and then broke on that play right there. That's a great job from a senior safety. And both of your senior safeties with interceptions here in the first half. And now, Kevin, you have a chance for 2 for 1.
And I think if you're BC, you'd like to at least get in field goal range. We've have all your timeouts here as well. So 4 wide for Stephen Cannon. He'll look. He'll be flushed to his right. Now comes back here to the near side, looking for somebody to get open. Lets it roll and throws it short of Josh Washington. That play took about 8 seconds.
Yeah, Stephen wanted to go quick to an out route right there, but they had it covered up, and just a good pass rush.
Christian, have you been setting Cass up for a double move? You talked about it earlier in this half, and they're kind of playing one high safety, no high safeties at time.
Yeah, but when you've taken that shot, they ran stride for stride with your receiver and picked you off. So, I mean, you took the shot. They kind of answered.
5 wides here for BC, 2nd and 10. Stephen, a free blitzer. Has going to have to tuck it. Works near side, cuts back inside, spinning. He'll have the first down, or he should. And that should stop the clock and move the chains. The BC brothers moving. I think they got it, gave it to him on the near side. Far side official is going to mark him short. And BC is going to take a timeout with 36 seconds. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and that was somebody else who used to wear number 10, very Vince Young-esque. Just hit the guy with the pump fake, the free rusher. He jumps up in the air, and then you're able to escape. And big 9 yards right there from your quarterback.
So key number 1, pick up the first down here. You still have 2 timeouts. Clock will stop moving the chains. And then you're talking about, 25 yards to at least give it an attempt?
Yeah, and I think you might be trying to get in a range. If you could pick up a chunk play right here, you could take some shots at the end zone.
Again, we've seen Parker Lewis with the leg from 40-ish. Maybe a little bit farther, but I think you could get at least close enough to attempt one here.
Yeah.
And if you want to try that, you need about 20, probably at least 22, 25 more yards to feel better about that. So 3rd down and 1, they're going to spread out Cass here. Here's the snap to Steven. They'll run straight ahead. Stanley Smart got a lot of room. Still on his feet and drugged down. Nice open field tackle. That time made by the linebacker, Mason Tompkins, but BC will move the chains.
And you got a man down, another offensive lineman down for the Cadets. It's a great play design, Kevin, because they send the pass rush, and you just kind of take a beat, and then you hit them with the draw, and a good chunk right there. But that's your second offensive lineman down of the day. You're getting thin.
Yeah, I can't see who it is. I believe is what Noah Brainerd went down earlier in the game. Or no, Reef Leonard, excuse me.
Yeah, and Aaron Brown's going to come in, the sophomore, number 62. He's up.
And that's going to be Noah Brainerd. Looks like he's okay, but he's going to have to come out for at least a play or so. My guess would be the rest of the half at least. And you're going with a young man in Brown who's gotten in a little bit, but not a lot. And he's got a big assignment. Keep your quarterback.
I think Danny's going to call a timeout here. Clock was going to start because everything was already set and the offense wasn't out there. They were trying to get a new offensive lineman in. So
now just one timeout left for BC.
But still,
that changes things a little bit.
Yeah, but 28 seconds and, like I said, negating a player getting injured, clock's going to stop, and you'll be able to get reset for every first down. But any passes, you got to be thinking beyond the sticks right here. But, whole field's still open with a timeout.
You were close to busting one with Stanley there. If not for Tompkins, you probably at least get 15 or 20 on that carry coming straight downhill. And kind of interesting, you saw some of the offensive coaches talking to the skill guys and Coach Fogarty talking with his 5 guys on this big first down play inside 30 seconds. 2 separate huddles, so to speak.
Yeah. But both huddles had a headset.
They'll empty the backfield for Cannon here on first down. Steven looks. They'll do a little throwback screen. Josh Washington, and he gets run down tackle, from behind at the 45. And did BC take another timeout?
Nope.
No, clock's running. 14 seconds to go and still counting. BC trying to snap it quick. Here's Cannon looking. He'll throw near side. Caught out of bounds. Beautifully done. 6 seconds left. 5 seconds. Caught by Josh Washington. They're at the 32. This would be a 49-yarder if you were to try this here. My guess is you're sending this to the end zone.
I mean, he's got the leg to get it that far. It's just things have been pushed. But, yeah, I think you're right, Kevin. Either that or you just try to hit Bubba or Stanley, or excuse me, Josh on a quick stop route and call a timeout.
So 5 seconds, Cannon on a drop. They're going to have to let it rip. Steven flushed out of the pocket, rolls near side, got a lot of room, going to let it fly to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Boy, I thought Cole Henderson had a chance to bring that down.
That was Bubba.
Excuse me. And what a play to end the first half. Cadets will get it to start the second half. Feel like, Christian, Cadets have kind of dominated this football game in a lot of aspects, but they only lead it by a touchdown.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, the one thing you're not leading the game in right now is the big play factor, and that's kind of what's keeping Cass in this football game right now. Might not be touchdowns for them, but they're getting stops when they need to get stops. They've had some interceptions, made some big run stops inside the red zone, had a missed field goal there as well. So Cass with some big plays there in the second quarter to keep their hopes alive. But like you said, BC gets the football to start the second half and a chance to go up there and take that 2-score lead.
We are at the half. We will come back. We will have the Bernard Williams Insurance halftime report. Christian and Kevin coming right back here at Memorial Stadium on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging.
Welcome back here at the half, the Bernard Williams Insurance Halftime Report. Cadets leading it 14-7, and joining us here, he helps us move the chains every week. John Farrell, BC Brothers Moving. How you doing?
How's everybody doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you. And, of course, BC here moving the chains. It's only getting the end zone a couple of times here in this first half.
Yeah. BC's crushing it. I'm glad to see him crushing it. I'm feeling really confident about this game. It's going well.
And they are playing well, certainly on the defensive side. Offensive had some chances to maybe put some more points up on the board. Just haven't been able to do. Of course, BC Brothers Moving helps us move the chains with every first down this year. And, of course, BC Brothers, a huge tie, obviously, for yourself here at Benedictine.
Yep. We do the Move the Chains every week. We had Noah Brainard win the Move the Chains last week, and we're going to see who's going to win for the entire year. So it's been fun. It's been a pleasure. Doing this every single week, working with y'all, working with Charlie, working, with Watch BC Sports. It's been awesome.
Certainly. And again, every week that the offensive lineman of the week who helped move the chains, you guys have done that each and every week and all season long. We still hopefully have 3 more to do, or at least 4 more to do. I misspoke. A lot of people are getting upset out there with me, but talk a little bit about BC Brothers Moving and kind of what you guys do for folks and help them get from one locale to another quickly.
Yeah, so I started BC Brothers Moving when I was 17 at BC with a couple of my buddies. Kind of just started out my dad's lawn care trailer, just moving a chair here and there, helping the old folks in the landings, and kind of just expanded. We started using U-Haul trucks, started bringing on more people. Me and my friends would just go out. I remember, playing football at BC, and after practice, I would go out and do moves. Like right before practice, like a little, just like hustling. Right. And, me and my BC buddies, we'd get up from summer workouts. We'd go straight, hit the hit the job at, wherever it was. We'd go hop in my dad's lawn care trailer, do the jobs. 4 years later, we have 5 trucks. We offer storage. We move people all across the country. We've gone to Denver, Colorado. We've gone up to, Maryland. You name it, we've been there. I think we've been to probably 20-some states out of the 50 states.
So really come a long way. As you said, you started from very small, as you said, got a fleet of things to help people get moved. So in town, around town, or as you said, across the country, you guys can get it done for them.
Exactly. We do it all, man. We, we're hosting a real estate event for realtors in Savannah on December 4th. From 4 p.m. to 6:30 at the Sober Mesa. So we're gathering a lot of people. We have 30 people RSVP'd so far. So we're going to bring a lot of real estate agents together to connect, eat some good food. And also we're going to have, speakers there doing, talking about, I'm sure people have seen our ads all over Facebook or Instagram. And we're going to have Pierce, the guy that does all that, the brains behind it. He's going to be there speaking on digital marketing, how you can market yourself as a realtor and stuff like that. So that's going to be super exciting.
And that's coming up on
December 4th from 4 p.m. to 6:30.
And again, BC Brothers Moving gets you all over the place. They get us from 1st and 10 to 1st and 10 each and every week.
Exactly.
They'll get you from home A to home B, or office A to office B, whatever the case may be. If folks want to hit you guys up and say, hey, I need to move some things, move some stuff, move a house, how can they do that?
Yeah, you just give us a call, 912-658-5700. I've had that number for 4 years, ever since I started the company. You call and direct to that number. You can find us online at bcbrothersmoving.com and request a quote there. So, yeah, website or give us a call, and we'll be there right there for you. A quote usually takes us about 5 minutes over the phone. We have a very quick, thorough process. Booking process is super simple. Our agents will walk you through every single step. You have a dedicated moving consultant to every single one of your move. That if you call in, you have a dedicated consultant that will help you throughout the whole time. So from before the move, during the move, and after the move, you have that consultant there all along there for you. Any issues, anything, moving's a stressful process, right? So
Absolutely.
It's literally the top 5 most stressful things you can do in your life, up there with divorce, death, and all that stuff. So it's stressful. So we have dedicated people to your move every single step of the way. And Yeah.
Hey, check them out. They do a great job. BC Brothers Moving, helping us move the chains all season long. John Farrell, thanks so much.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you joining us here at the half. We're coming right back. It is the Bernard Williams halftime report here on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
We're at the half here. BC is going to get the football to start the second half. They are up 14-7. And Christian, it's one of those weird games where you feel like BC has dominated the football game. Cass scored on a deep pass that was actually tipped into the hands of the Colonel's receiver. Outside of that, BC's kind of kept them bottled up. Offensively, they've moved the football, haven't been able to get it into the end zone. Again, BC scored early, immediately answered on the legs of Stephen Cannon. Haven't seen a lot of design runs since then. And their other score, Christian, has been on a Bubba Frazier punt return. Yeah. So offensively, it's a straight-up game, 7-7. Defensively, you feel like BC has really dominated things, especially in pass-first situations where they can really move the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and the only touchdown you've given up was on a 3rd and 15, and they just threw up a prayer into double coverage. It bounced off your safety's hands into the receiver's hands, or it'd be 14-0, and the quarterback would have 3 interceptions. So, yeah, I don't really need to mess with anything defensively, but offensively, it feels like 1 or 2 plays a series are kind of killing you, whether that's penalties or just a busted play design, and just can't have that in the second half. You've been clicking, it feels like, between the 30s, but once you've gotten down inside the 20s, Cass gotten really, really stingy and has kept you out of the end zone. Really big interception there on just a great play from the corner, running stride for stride with Bubba Frazier. And then right there at the end, just it looked for all the world like Bubba Frazier going to come up with that touchdown there, but bounces off his hands on that Hail Mary. So BC's been, it feels like they've lived on their side of the 50, but you just haven't been able to punch the football in the end zone, throw a missed kick in there, and you got all the workings right now of Cass feeling like, hey, we can hang around and turn this thing into a ball game all 4 quarters.
Yeah, conversely, in the locker room, you got to be sitting there saying, guys, it could be 24-7 right now. We just haven't been able to cash in on our opportunities. If you do that, I think Galen Houston and company on the other side of the ball feels pretty good. Like, hey, we're putting ourselves in a position to do it. They're not really moving the football consistently against us. We just got to cash in some opportunities and put this thing away, so to speak, if you're looking at it from that standpoint.
I want to say this as well, though, because Cass has come out and played a really good ball game, especially defensively. Plays that we've seen go for touchdowns, they're 15-yard plays. And I know still 15 yards, you feel that's a very successful play, but like I said, BC's kind of counted on those to be touchdowns in the past, and some other ones where they typically been 10, 15-yard plays, you're getting tackled right near the line of scrimmage. So it's a very good tackling team, very disciplined team. They're setting the edge really well, and they're not busting and following something and getting hurt on the counter. So well-coached team, they're executing their plan well, but BC, when they've wanted to, has moved the football. You just got to put that together all the way into the end zone.
There's some scores here at the half from around South Georgia in week 2. Creekside beating Ware 28-0. Creekside, one of those teams that a lot of people have said they feel like they're destined to be in the state championship game when it's all said and done. Of course, if you're a Cadet fan, they are on the other side of the bracket. You would only meet Creekside in a final game situation. Some other South Georgia scores, Appling County and Hateville Charter. Appling winning 17-12 there at the half. Screven County over Charlton 21-7. At the half, just down the interstate in Brunswick, Gainesville made the long ride to South Georgia. They lead the Pirates of Brunswick 21-0 there at the half in that ball game. So some South Georgia scores. I know Christian feverishly working the thumbs to try to find some more scores for us here at the half. Warner Robins was in action tonight, so this region went 3-1 last week. Christian in the first round. They were trying to do some more damage this week. We're in a bad spot against one of the top teams in the state, and Warner Robins will try to get a score there. But region so far doing fairly well here in the playoffs.
Yeah, Ware as a 3 seed went up and beat Flowery Branch last week, but you have to just turn it right back around and go from Waycross back up to the Metro Atlanta area and play probably the number 1 seed in all of 4A, and it feels like maybe ran out of gas a little bit, did the Gators, but in something that matters for BC and Cass here, Central Carrollton beating up on Cambridge right now 35-14. So they're a 1 seed coming out of that side of the bracket. And because of the coin toss, if BC is able to hold on to this lead, Central Carrollton will be coming down here next week to take them on in a battle of 1 seeds.
And Central Carrollton is out I-20 going towards almost Alabama. So they've got a long ride if BC can continue here in the second half. We'll step aside. This is the Bernard Williams halftime report. Cadets up by a touchdown here at the intermission.
The 2025 Talkie Foundation annual 5K 10K is almost here. Presented by Mike Hostelo Law. Get registered for this November 22nd event and get in the fight to provide education and service to diabetics in need. The run kicks off from How to Run, 11 Gateway Boulevard, South, Suite 54, Savannah at 8 a.m. Come walk, run, or even ride along. You can register right now. Go to the Talkie Foundation's Facebook page and click. That's TALKI Foundation on Facebook. You can make a difference.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Welcome back here at the half. Cadets up by a touchdown. Christian Gokel, here at the intermission, got some folks we want to thank: the Benedictine Military School Athletic Association, the BCAA, for helping us out here this week. Also, BC Brothers Moving this week. And Sapelo Straw. So, again, we want to thank those three specifically because you get here to the postseason. Some other costs come into play with regards to the state, with regards to us doing video as well, and they've been big helps in making sure we were able to do that and bring you tonight's football game in the format that we are bringing it to you. So if you see those folks, you see John, call John at BC Brothers Moving, call Sapelo Straw, see somebody with the BCAA, tell them thank you so much for
what you gotta do, doing. Kevin. You buy a new house, you got to move your stuff.
Donate.
You're gonna, you gotta move your stuff. So you're gonna call BC Brothers Moving.
That's right.
Once you get there, you need some more pine straw.
That's right.
You gotta get some fresh pine straw out there. So you're gonna call Sapelo, and they're gonna get you done up nice.
That's right.
And then with the leftover money, you're gonna donate that to the BCAA
and then join while you're at it. Yes,
correct. So I got the game plan for you right there.
It's really a trifecta of things you need to do.
Make it happen.
In all seriousness, see those folks. Tell them thank you. Patronize those businesses as well for helping us bring you the video coverage of the football game tonight.
And after all of that, if you feel the need to get outside and be active tomorrow morning at How to Run, the Talkie Foundation, a local diabetes nonprofit, is having their 5K. So if you need to get a little active, check out Talkie Foundation on Facebook. They got all the information over there for the 5K in the morning. So listen, we got you covered. If you just need life advice, listen to the show.
We got you covered from start.
Bernard Williams halftime show tells you all you need to know about life.
So, again, we are covering all bases, all yard markers here tonight in the first half. Coming out, BC's going to get this ball first. Christian, obviously, you would love it if we saw kind of a reversal of what we saw last week. Was you came out, East Forsyth got the football, and your defense just dominated the first 5-6 minutes of that second half. I mean, you could say they dominated the whole, but really that kind of set the tone right out of the gate. You'd love to see A.J. DePhillips and company come out and put together a drive and put some points in the end zone. And much like I feel like last week, once it got to 2 scores and three scores, You kind of saw East Forsyth have to come out of it a little bit. I feel like at their core, while McWhorter can throw the football, you get down 2 scores and BC knows you're going to throw it. That changes the game plan a whole lot with how this thing gets played the rest of the way in.
Yeah, you put a touchdown in the end zone here on this drive, and you're forcing them to come out of their shell a little bit and sling the football around just a little bit more. And that's where you can kind of start to feast, and that's where you've seen kind of the snowball effect happen a little bit, where things just start tumbling and mistakes start compounding for the opposing team. But again, you just feel like you got to get out of your own way a little bit. They do the Cadets on offense. Can't have the penalties, and just got to break 1 or 2 tackles, and you're in the end zone. So big series coming up here to start the second half. But, I mean, Cass tackling well. They're staying in their lanes. And I think, again, if they do get behind, they're not a team that's uncomfortable slinging the football around a little bit if they have to.
Are you surprised? And again, they don't ask us, but are you surprised we haven't seen more of the called runs for Stephen Cannon? Had a 39-yard touchdown run, opened the game with about a 10 or 11-yard run around the left edge, and not necessarily because you want to run him 30 times, but just some show-me stuff where it's like, hey, we're going to fake it to Bubba or Josh Washington. We're coming right downhill at you with Stephen Cannon, even if it's, 7-8 yards.
I think if the score was flipped, yes, you'd want to run Stephen Cannon a little bit more because you just got to put all your cards on the table. But you're up right now. You're about to get the football to start the second half. If you can save your quarterback from taking some hits, you're going to do it. I mean, I'll say the same thing with Cass. Damian Guyton folded their quarterback backwards on a draw play, and they're like, all right, that's enough of that. Like, it's just your offense completely changes if that quarterback goes down. So it was there on the first series. They felt like they saw something on film where they could gap them a little bit with an extra blocker in there. And then since then, I think they tried to go back to it a little bit with Bubba Frazier and the Wildcat, but it was just kind of clunky, was it, for the Cadets. So it's one of those things where you're up a touchdown. You don't have to put all the cards on the table right here. If you do get the scores tied or you're down, everything's on the table. But for now, I think they're going to try to keep Stephen Cannon upright because he's just so important.
Cadets returning back to the field from the locker room. They'll have a couple of minutes to get loose, and then you will see Stephen Cannon and that Cadet offense get the football first. We'll step aside one more time. This has been the Bernard Williams Insurance Halftime Report. Second half coming up right around the corner here on Watch BC Sports.
Sapelo Straw Company. With Sapelo Pine Straw, you can expect fresh, clean pine straw, fast and reliable service, and a beautifully finished yard. We take pride in neat professional work. Call 912-254-1009 or look for us online at sapelostraw.co.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
As the world's largest lifestyle retailer of recreational boats and yachts, MarineMax is dedicated to connecting people with life-changing experiences on the water. More than just a boat retailer, MarineMax offers a complete range of services. 3518 Old Tybee Road, Thunderbolt, and online at marinemax.com. Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here at the half. Teams going through their final paces here before we get this second half underway. Again, third round coming up the Friday after Thanksgiving. The coin flip already done for that next round. And as we've said a couple of times here on this broadcast, if this score holds or BC stays out in front, ends up winning, they will be at home next Friday having won that coin flip. So far it's been stay at home, stay at home, stay at home. But you got 24 minutes here, Christian Gokel, to go out and leave no doubt that you're ready for round number 3.
Yeah, and Kevin, last week we saw how fired up this team was coming out of the half, and we have the benefit of sitting up here next to the offensive coordinator and the booth up here in AJ DePhillips, and there's a few times that fist pounded the table because he's frustrated, man. It's right there for BC to bust a big one. Just haven't been able to do it offensively. So now he had a chance to go down there, talk to his quarterback, talk to his line, who he lost a couple of guys during those first few series. So get back there, reset, and just say, hey, we got to punch this football into the end zone.
Certainly. So Cadets are going to get this thing first. Let's see if they come out, as we talked about, with that kind of fire they had defensively last time out. For Cass, Christian, I feel like through these first couple of rounds, we've kind of seen two coaching staffs execute their game plan perfectly. I think East Forsyth, first half, keep the ball away. We're going to grind BC down, not give them a whole bunch of possessions. Second half, it got away from them. Here, I think Steve Gates, same kind of thing. Hey, we just need to keep within striking distance. Keep within striking distance and see if we can't pop something. Their one touchdown came on a deep pass, tip ball. Hey, sometimes you got to have that. But defensively, they've kept BC in the game. You could say they had a special teams breakdown with Bubba Frazier, but that's going to happen. But you're a touchdown out of it. And, again, you're right where you want to be. You drove 300-plus miles from North Georgia mountains down here to the coast, and you're a touchdown away here with 2 quarters to go. They've kind of, I think, if you'd have told them that before the game, they've kind of executed what they wanted to do, put themselves in a position to win.
Yeah, and Kevin, they got a secret weapon over there. I'm going to get a little throwback here for you. You remember a young man named Jonathan Dwyer?
I do.
Pretty good running back for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets and had a nice career in the NFL. He played for a little team called the Kell Longhorns. On the other side of the field for him,
who else played for the Kell
Longhorns?
Longhorns?
A young man, well, Christian Gokel, obviously. But there was a young man named Spencer Smith, and he was a safety for the Longhorns, went and played with the late Colt Brennan out at Hawaii for 4 years and had a great run there. But he's come back to the Atlanta area, coach on the staff for Cass, but also the director of the Triple H Tackling Academy. And this guy teaches guys, brings them out from all over the Atlanta area and teaches them how to tackle without getting hurt, but also without letting somebody break that tackle. And it's no surprise to me. This is a very good tackling football team for Cass. BC's used to breaking these for long touchdowns. Cass is keeping them in front of them and wrapping up. And I think Mr. Spencer's got a lot to do with that.
So here we go, second half. Cadets going to get the football. Again, most of the kicks have been short to kind of keep it away from Aaron Mallard and Bubba Frazier. And they'll kind of pooch it up left side again. Going to be caught at the 25-30, 35, 40-yard line. Still on his feet and spinning across the 45 out near midfield. I think that was Cole Henderson. Let's see who was playing that far up. Down. Yeah, Cole Henderson gets him out in great field position here.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you put those skill guys out there. They're not scared, and they're not going to panic and throw up a quick, fair catch. Those guys want to score. That's a great field position to start for the Cadets. Trying to just find a way to make this a 2-score lead, and now you just got 52 yards to go.
So a great return sets BC up here to start the second half. They'll start 4 wides in an empty backfield for Stephen Cannon. They'll fake it to Henderson. Cannon will keep it himself. He'll rush to the outside spin, and he'll get a gain of about 7 on first down. And we talked about design quarterback runs. Christian, there you go, first down. And you give it on a design keeper to Stephen Cannon.
Yeah, Cadets right back to it, but you see kind of the fear there, Kevin. Yeah, your quarterback picks up 8 yards, but he also kind of gets gator rolled there at the end. See him twisting at the knee. It's just the give and take.
So here's the give to Stanley Smart. He'll have the first down and more through the right side on his feet, dragging a defender inside the 30 towards the 25. Still moving the pile. He doesn't want to go down all the way down to the 21-yard line. A huge gain. Stanley Smart and about 10 yards of nothing but grit and extra effort.
Yeah, you pull your backside guard right there, and BC does a great job just moving those guys up front for Cass, and it's really the first time tonight you've seen that big push just north and south, and a great job by Stanley Smart keeping those legs moving.
They'll go flex bone here on 1st and 10 from the 21. And they'll give it on the end around. This is Mallard. He's got a big seam inside the 15 towards the 10, and they'll have it 1st and goal down at the 9. Aaron Mallard off the left side, cutting off tackle.
Yeah, attitude drive here for the Cadets early in the second half.
And they'll give it one more time. This is Mallard off the left side again. He'll get spun around at about the 8. Give Aaron a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Turner Walker's come in too, Kevin, number 50 at right guard. A little bit undersized, but he's done a nice job here on this drive. But this is where BC kind of stalled out the last time they were down here.
So 2nd and goal. They'll put Frazier back there. They'll give it to Bubba. Bubba goes towards the 5, and he'll be brought down there. It'll be 3rd and goal just outside the 5. They'll say the knee touchdown.
Hey, Kevin, again, you've missed a short field goal already. This is an awkward hash for a right-footed kicker. It is 2-down territory for you.
I mean, I think this extra touchdown, the way your defensive play would be so huge.
And I mean, the trade-off is if you don't get in, fine. They have it at the 5 or 3 yard line.
You missed the kick, you're out at the 20. Here's Cannon on the keeper. He'll run left side, turn inside, touchdown, Stephen Cannon. Knocked down at the goal line. And the Cadets punch it in the end zone. A nice drive capped off by Stephen Cannon. And the Cadets get that 2-score lead. So it's like A.J. DePhillips was taking notes. Said, hey, 2-score lead, you come out, quarterback runs. How big and aggressive would it be to go up 2 scores? And they do just that. They go down the field in about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. The point after from Parker Lewis is good. 21-7. Cadets now up 2 scores. This is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Well, that's how you draw it up, Christian Gokel. You take the opening second half kickoff, and you go 52 yards down the field, all set up by that Cole Henderson kickoff return. And then Stephen Cannon's legs and Aaron Mallard cover most of the rest of it.
Yeah, attitude drive right there, Kevin. Just ran straight down the field, right in their face, and able to punch it in for a touchdown. Huge drive for the Cadets.
Brenton drives it up the right side, and it will go into the end. No, they're going to let him run it out. His feet were in the end zone and spun around and out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. So I thought they were going to call it a touchback, but give BC credit, bottled him up on that far sideline, and they're going to give Cass the ball inside their own 15.
Yeah, getting ball to John Brent tonight. That's the 3rd one he's put in the end zone. Like you said, probably should have been called a touchback, but BC probably happy that it's not because they're starting at the 14 instead of the 20.
So the Colonels now find themselves in a position where they need to answer, Christian, because it has been tough sledding against that BC front.
And you're kind of 2 minds right now where it's, there's 9 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Probably not time to get away from your offense, but at the same time, you just watched your defense just get plowed over. So you got to have a sense of urgency, get some points on the board.
So here's McWhorter out of a shotgun. He'll put Tatum, the tight end, in motion. They'll read it straight ahead, and give Houston credit. He's going to pull him down at about the 15. They'll give him forward progress to the 16.
Yeah, and Cass fortunate, good tackle by Houston, but Cass fortunate they didn't get called for a chop block because you had a guy escorting Cam Cody out, and then another guy came kind of falling out his legs right there. Don't know that it was intentional. I see the offensive lineman just fell, but still you can't go high-low on a defensive lineman.
So it'll be 2nd down and 7 here for the Colonels. McWhorter, straight drop, looking. He's going to be flushed. Steps up in the pocket, looking for some room to run. Throws it. It's going to be caught by Tatum, the tight end. And he'll have a 1st down out across the 30 to the 32. Amari Burst hit him, and then I think that was Cole Schumann that cleaned it up on the sideline. It'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, it's just a great job by McWhorter there. Your quarterback navigating the pocket, getting up, and distributing it to your Kennesaw State-bound tight end.
And we got a man down for Cass.
Is that? Trying to look. Is that your quarterback?
I don't know if he took a shot at the end of that or not. They haven't moved the chains yet, but
He's
it
up. There you
should
go.
be a first down.
Yep.
It is their quarterback.
Good to see him up. Is that a flag on the field?
They're going to call a late hit on the quarterback. The head official there, you see them, they're discussing.
Yeah.
They're roughing the passer against BC. Cadet faithful not liking that, so that's going to be an extra 15 on the end of that run.
Yeah, no automatic first downs in high school football, but that's going to result in a first down. Got a C-130 flying overhead?
Something's low. So that's going to put the ball all the way across the 45 to the 47. They'll have to go to a backup quarterback here for at least one play. It's going to be Noah Rogers. Big body quarterback, Christian. Just a freshman is Noah Rogers.
Yeah, and I was watching at warm-ups. He can spin it, too.
And somebody moved for Cass.
I think the running back's okay with that because Cam Cody was coming free.
So now you're a true – well, there is no red shirt, but you're a freshman on the road in the second round of the playoffs looking down that BC defense.
Well, if your quarterback's okay, he should be able to come back in here, but I think they're going to give him another play, catch his breath a little bit, drink some water on the sideline.
So, again, you got a freshman in Rogers. And he looks like he's going to have a bright future there at Cass. Already got a nice build on him. So, 1st and 15. They'll read it straight ahead. And BC defensive front, that's Cam Cody. And Gavin Smith and Jameer Lee.
Yeah, and you feel like that call was just, hey, we don't want to have a disaster here, backup quarterback in. Run it, get your starting quarterback back in there, and it's good to see him back in the football game.
So McWhorter's going to run back in there for Cass. It'll be 2nd and 15 after the penalty in the rush for no gain. They'll put LaDamian Guyton up to the top side of that defensive line. Here's McWhorter. Looking, trying to run here to the near side. He's flushed and throws it is incomplete, looking for Tatum up the near sideline. And give credit to Gavin Smith on the backside. He was taking on 2 blockers but holding the edge. So McWhorter couldn't tuck it and run it.
Yeah, and good coverage on the back end from the Cadets. They had a lot of time to throw that football, but just nothing breaking open, and BC able to get consistent pressure with 4.
So this will be 3rd and 15. They haven't reset the play clock, or either it's not working. It's just showing 0. So here's McWhorter on 3rd and 15. He is flushed out of the pocket. Can he tuck it and run it? And way to close side to side, Houston. And give Cole Schumann credit he was waiting on there, but Jalen Houston really.
Flag just came out, Kevin. I mean, that was well after the play.
Holding against Cass, I would imagine they're going to decline that.
And it was Jameer Lee who was getting held as the quarterback broke outside, but I wonder if the official just had trouble getting it out of his pocket because the play was well over. Teams were running to the sideline, and then the flag came out.
Again, Jalen Houston, the side-to-side speed that time, Christian just ran him down for a gain of just 4.
Yeah, BC able, again, we're talking about they can just send 4 and they feel comfortable. That time they brought an extra man, forced the quarterback outside the pocket, and then sat back in zone. Had a good job. You have your eyes in the backfield, reading, reacting, coming up and making a play on the quarterback.
So Tatum to punt it away. Again, this has been an interesting process for Cass. A better snap. Oh, Guyton had a chance to go block it, let it go, and it's going to take a roll up the left sideline.
Not bad.
And out of bounds. Let's see how far they walk it back up. They're going to put it down at the 26 of Benedictine.
And you wonder why Guyton pulled up on that one because it almost looked like he was going to be able to take it off the punter's foot, but I think he just wanted to avoid in that situation any potential late hit penalty. So good job. Defense gets you off the field. Now a chance, Kevin, offensively, you're going to put this one away.
And again, you got a backup center in there.
And right guard.
And right guard. You look down here on the near sideline, and I think Reef Leonard. Here's a give to Bubba Frazier straight ahead, and Bubba's going to break it and out across the 45-yard line. A gain of about 18 on first down.
Backup center, backup right guard. Who are we going to run behind? Those guys. Hey, a great job right there. And then Bubba Frazier just got to find a way to get the football in his hands. That time from a running back spot, and he busts a big one.
So 1st and 10, BC Brothers moving the chains. First down. Here's the give to Smart, and talk about some of that great tackling by Cass. They had it right there as they had a man come up from his defensive tackle spot.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was just a miscommunication there because he came free.
Tremont Buckner.
It looked like a little pin and pull action, but somebody didn't pin or somebody didn't pull.
So 2nd down and 12. Somebody is circling the stadium tonight.
You got Hunter Army Airfield just down the road. Got to get those night hours in.
So here's the screen to Josh Washington. He'll go across the midfield stripe at the 45, shoved out of bounds. A flag from the back official comes flying in. And that's probably not going to make a lot of BC folks happy. Again,
I don't know what holding.
You always love it when the official farthest away from the play throws the flag.
And that's what they're arguing is that's not his call. You had a near side official whose eyes were on it. His call, he's watching the offensive line, and he's watching those guys release, maybe an eligible man downfield. That's what his job is. His job is not to watch the receivers. And that's what Danny Britt's arguing right now. He's like, dude, you're standing here on the sideline. He was 3 feet in front of you. You didn't call holding. Why are you calling holding? But is it such a big pickup that it's going to be?
They're going to mark it from where the holding took place.
I think it's just going to end up right where you were. But still.
Might actually gain a couple of yards.
Yeah, you still knock off
you
a
gain
big
2
10-yard gain.
So it'll be second, instead of 2nd and 12, it's 2nd and 10.
And again, the deep umpire isn't calling holds on the sideline. That's the guy right there who's standing next to Danny Britt's job.
So just outside 6 minutes to go here in the third. Cadets lead at 21-7. They'll empty the backfield here on 2nd down. Here's the give. This is Mallard trying to cut the corner on the right. Oh, he took a shot, turning the corner. And I think that was Tatum who plays tight end, playing a little linebacker, came up. And I think Aaron's saying, what was the name on that truck? And was it BC Brothers Moving? I don't know.
Yeah,
he took one right in the chin strap.
You just can't slow down on those kind of sweeps right there. You just got to find a hole and pick it and stick your foot in the ground and get upfield. And that time they did a great job setting the edge. And so Mallard kind of danced a little bit, and you saw what happened. Those linebackers are coming downhill, and they're not doing nice things when they get there.
3rd and 13 now for the Cadets. Here's Cannon looking short. They throw underneath, and that was nicely read by Cass. They were looking for Stanley Smart. He was hit as he caught it, and that'll go as no gain, 4th down.
Yeah, 93, wonderful job recognizing the screen, just kind of sitting right there and then making that tackle. So, again, we talked about penalties killing drives. You got a first down, and then the holding call from the back official kind of shuts it down, and now Cass with a chance to get the football back.
Stephen Cannon punting the football away. That's Adrian Dye, a sophomore. A lot of sophomores playing for this Cass team, I've noticed. Here's Cannon. Oh, puts a boot into that one. That is a missile shot back towards the 15. Going to be fair caught there.
What a punt.
And turning over the field position is Stephen Cannon.
You talk about turning it over. That's something elite punters do. Stephen Cannon just did it. You get the nose of the ball into the air and then dipping back down. And that's a huge punt from your quarterback.
Inside 5 minutes to go here in the third. The Cadets lead it by 2 scores. And again, you give the BC defense a lot of credit, Christian. They have not allowed Cass to do a whole lot offensively.
Yeah, you got, 3 interceptions on the game? 2. 1 from each of your safeties. And outside of that, it's just been a stonewall since the first drive.
So here's McWhorter on first down. They'll give it straight ahead. And, well, speaking of stone walls, they run into one there. Gavin Smith, Cam Cody LaDamian Guyton all getting up off the stack. It'll be 2nd down and 11 after a loss of 1.
Yeah, and again, even with the wide splits, BC's just been able to crash the offensive line. And, yeah, a lot of that's got to do with number 55, but give credit to Gavin Smith, Jameer Lee, and then, of course, LaDamian Guyton just doing the dirty work tonight.
So 2nd down and 11.
25-12 with the ball carrier on the play.
And really wide splits on that offensive line for Cass. They'll fake the toss, throw back underneath, and a missed tackle there, and Larson Little saved a big gain. They'll get the first down, but Larson Little able to track him down. That was Abdullah Cordy. He'll get the first down. 6'3", another one of those sophomores on this football team.
Yeah, nicely designed play. You get some numbers over there. Jonathan Black tried to submarine there, but good job. Receiver breaks one tackle. All of a sudden, it's a first down. That's a big drive starter there for Cass.
So 1st and 10 for the Colonels.
Wide split. That's like a Tennessee formation.
Really wide. Here is a give straight ahead, and I think that was Larson Little hit him first. Cam Cody knocked him down. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Larson Little came in there like a missile. And typically in high school, when you see a team split guys that far outside the numbers, they're just trying to get numbers inside the box to run the football. And that time, good awareness there from BC's defense, and Larson Little just flying in to make that tackle.
2nd down and 9 here for the Colonels.
And if you're Cass, I mean, this is taking a while. Each play, 30 seconds off the clock.
McWhorter pump action and tipped up in the air and incomplete. They had him in between the zone there, just threw a laser beam a little too fast.
Yeah, it's the same play that feels like every spread team has in the arsenal now, where you go bubble screen, and then all of a sudden you release the guy who's typically blocking for a little wheel route there. But that time, I think it's a little hot. You could throw a little touch on that one. And while they huddle, we'll show you our guest. A little C-130 action.
Just keep circling around the stadium. So this will be 3rd down and 9. Here for the Colonels. Cadets are coming after him. McWhorter going to throw over the middle and in, complete. Had a man on a stop route up on the sidelines. That was Abdullah Cordy working against Jonathan Black, and just a little too strong.
Yeah, it's the same route they picked up the long 3rd down on not too long ago, and that time a little bit tighter coverage from the Cadets. Black kind of was underneath that one with safety up over the top, so he forced the quarterback to layer it, but still, I think catchable football on those last 2 throws, just receivers not helping their quarterback out.
Here's the snap. Mallard tried to go after it, a little knuckleball. Josh Washington dropped it and picked it right back up, took a shot out at the 44. And that one came off with no spin.
Yeah, you said it, Kevin. Just kind of a weird, hard to judge there, and fortunate for BC, they're able to recover it.
And they'll take over on their own 43, 42-yard line. 1st and 10. And again, offense has had moments where it's looked good. Offense has put up 14 tonight here, but by and large chunks of this game where they just looked out of sync and haven't been able to just look like that BC offense we've seen, where they've got 3 or 4 staple plays they can just call up and
I think
move the
penalties
chains.
A lot to do with it.
So here's the snap. Cannon going to keep it. He'll go straight ahead, and he will slide.
I like that.
Into Cass territory at the 49, 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short.
Again, feels like the 3rd time tonight you've started a drive with a quarterback run, and he's such a good athlete.
So 2nd and 1 here for the Cadets.
Little twin tight.
They'll give it to Stanley Smart. He'll try to turn the corner. He'll get the first down. BC Brothers moving. Crank up the truck, move the chains for that first down. But again, Cadets have found a good tackling football team in Cass. It's been tough for them just to get the corner turned on them.
Yeah, and that one I really like. I know it seems just like a 4-yard gain, but Stanley Smart was just hunting for a first down right there. He's not overthinking it, not trying to dance in the backfield and make a big play happen. Just fly to the sideline, pick up a first down, get your team a new set of downs.
So 1st and 10 here for BC into Cass territory. They'll give it Josh Washington off the right side. Josh trying to turn a corner, not going to do it. He's actually going to lose a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, buck sweep there. And Cass, I feel like right now saying, hey, you walked down the field on us on the last drive. We're not going to let that happen again. You're going to have to beat us through the air a little bit. I mean, that time you got safeties flying down. Everybody with eyes in the backfield right now. This is where all of a sudden you see post route, something big over the middle.
Actually going to say Josh lost 2 yards, 2nd down and 12. And they'll give it to Mallard. Mallard trying to bust outside. He's not going to get there. He may have lost a half a yard to bring up 3rd and long.
Again, great tackling. And that time, a good job by the defensive end, just crashing everything in, and then the linebackers and safeties coming up to make that tackle. It's a very good Cass defense. And BC just, for whatever reason, not able to stretch them vertically.
Five wides on 3rd and 12. Snap to Cannon. Steven going to have to step up in the pocket looking. Trying to stay behind the line. Turns the corner and tiptoes the sideline. He's going to be short. Where'd they say he stepped out? Oh, he stepped out at the 42-yard line. And a chance to punt him deep. It'll be 4th and about 7. Sometimes you might say tempting to go for it, but offensively you haven't been able to really hit that big play in the passing game. They're going to go for it.
I wonder if you go hard count here.
Or put this on the legs of Stephen Cannon. They're going to give him an empty backfield. They put Frazier in motion.
Yep.
And they got somebody to jump. And look at the Cass coaches. It was Tatum. Tatum was trying to get a good jump off the backside and stepped into the neutral zone. That's still not going to give you a first down.
I think we're going to see, Cam Cody comes on the field. We're going to see the heavy package here for BC.
It's going to be 4th and about a yard.
But, I mean, just great coaching. Why just go ahead and go out there and send the punt team out? You got timeouts. And if you take a delay, cool, it's just 5 yards. But go out there, give them a hard count.
Jumbo formation on 4th and 1. Cannon fumbled the football. Oh, and a flag comes flying in.
Start. BC got a little head start there.
And offensive line coach Fogarty was not happy about that. He is taking himself a little mini vacation down the near sideline.
And now I think why not? Try to give him the hard count again.
I think they're going to punt it.
Sure looks that way. Great job by Cass, man. It's not going away.
Should have a chance if Steven can hang one up high to pin the Colonels deep. Oh, he went straight up the elevator shaft. That might be less than 10 yards, depending on the bounce. It is going to take a BC roll.
That ends up being okay.
Down to the 26-yard line. So about 15 yards on the punt. And I know what Steven was trying to do. He's trying to just hang it up and let it travel and try to pin him deep, but he too much straight up, not enough down the field. Whoever's flying that plane is getting a good view of the ball game tonight.
They are.
They have made the loop around about 4 times. So 1st and 10 for the Colonels. They bring McWhorter on late from the sideline. He'll try to get everybody set here on 1st down. McWhorter looking. They'll run the tunnel screen, and they'll make a man miss. And that was Jalen Houston just nailing him right at the 30-yard line, bringing the hit there. It'll be 2nd down.
And they're going to get him for taunting. Can't do that, man.
And Danny Britt saying,
Jaden Houston's fiery, and he's kind of the emotional leader of the defense, but you can't do it at somebody. So you just turned a 4-yard gain into a 20-yard gain.
So 21 seconds to go here in the half. And they'll mark this off against BC. That, again, Christian, this has been the only way Cass has moved the ball in the second half is with BC penalties.
And just, again, you understand, man, this is a hard-fought football game. You're fired up, but you can't do the chest bumping in front of somebody. Run, celebrate with your teammates, get hyped up, but can't do it in somebody's face. That's high school.
I would give Cass a first down out at the 45. And you kind of gave them a little new life here. If Cass is able to put one in the end zone, it becomes a whole new ball game.
100%.
BC has not really moved the football outside of the opening drive here in the second half. Last play of the third quarter upcoming. Here's McWhorter. Gets it off with 2 seconds. They'll give it to Charles straight ahead, and he'll get a couple before big Cam Cody takes him down at the 48-yard line. That'll do it for the third quarter. You got 12 minutes to go. Christian, BC up 2 scores. This is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com. Sapelo Straw Company. With Sapelo Pine Straw, you can expect fresh, clean pine straw, fast and reliable service, and a beautifully finished yard. We take pride in neat professional work. Call 912-254-1009 or look for us online at sapelostraw.co.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium as we start the fourth quarter. Cadets leading it by 2 scores, 21-7. Cass will have it second down and 7 from their own 48-yard line. And they got out here on a big unsportsmanlike penalty on the Cadets. They'll fake the toss, throw back underneath, going to be caught, and Jameer Lee with the open field tackle runs down the wide receiver, not before he gets the first down. That was Charles. No, excuse me. That was Jeremy Barrett. Number 8, he's a sophomore. Christian, a bunch of sophomores on this Cass team.
And they've hit that screen a few times. And, man, how about Big Jaw, 300 pounds, getting out there and making that tackle. It's just a sophomore, number 97 for the Cadets.
And good on him to stay after it on the play.
An unfamiliar territory, Kevin. Cass.
Yeah, they're in
BC territory.
Positive territory. Here's the give straight ahead. This is Charles. And Cam Cody stopped him in his tracks. And he also ran into LaDamian Guyton.
I'll say this, Kevin. That's a 3-yard gain. That is the epitome of Georgia high school football right there. I mean, that is paint chipping off of helmets, defensive ends, defensive tackles, just going head-to-head with a big-time running back right there. There's a lot of other states that play football. There's not as many that play them quite as violently as Georgia. That was awesome.
Does an old defensive guy's heart good? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, the running back, man, delivering a blow. Get me fired up.
Here's the snap. McWhorter in the slot, and they're going to find Tatum. That should be good enough for a first down. So that'll move the chains.
That's going to be close. That is a first down for Cass.
You have Rasheen Jackson coming in for Larson Little. Rasheen has played well here in 2025.
Now Cass with a ton of momentum right here, but you got to execute and put this one in the end zone.
So McWhorter, the give to Charles straight ahead, and that is just shut down Houston and Cam Cody, and that ain't happening. It's been all night long up the middle, just shut down.
Yeah, that was a great job by Houston, just filling that gap right there and wrapping up, making the tackle. And we talked about it. You got to strike somebody, and he came up and the running back stopped. That's big-time stuff from your inside linebacker.
Clock continues to roll.
And again, no rush here for Cass. Feel like their defense has played well, but you're putting a lot of stock into this drive right here.
So second down and 10 here for the Colonels. McWhorter on a straight drop, looks, throws it in the slot, and dropped. Had inside leverage on Amari Burse.
End up catching that?
No, incomplete. It should be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even know the ball was coming to him. He just looked up and it was right in his lap. He almost held on to it, but good tight coverage there by Amari. And, Kevin, the last few times they've been in this situation, they've run a stop route of the sticks. BC getting a little bit more confident defending that. Maybe a little time for a stop and go here if you're Cass.
A big 3rd and 10.
Yeah, BC showing pressure. Single high safety look.
McWhorter on a straight drop. Looking. He'll throw it up the left side. Has a man, and it is intercepted. Mekhi Williams playing deep center field. Runs around and makes the interception. That's Mekhi's 2nd pick of the night. And BC will have it deep in their own territory, but another turnover. And the Cadets get Cass off the field.
Yeah, it should be his 3rd interception of the night. And that time, the quarterback makes the right read. You're one-on-one with your receiver at the bottom of the screen, and he beats his guy. But Mekhi Williams comes all the way from the middle of the field. He's one of the best athletes you have. He flies over there and makes that play. That's special, man. That's big-time stuff, and there's a reason why he's going to play Division I football there at App State.
Ball's going to be spotted inside the 10 at the 6. So 94 yards for BC here and 9.5 minutes to go in the ball game. They'll come out in the I formation. Cannon from under center. They give straight to the up back. That should be Stanley Smart. And Stanley will get out towards the 9. So give him a gain of about 3 on 1st down. And now if you're BC and A.J. DePhillips here on offense, you're probably in not much of a hurry. Just move the chains and burn some clock.
100%.
And probably most important is get a couple of 1st downs and get it off the shadow of your goal line. Here's Cannon out in the flat, caught. This is going to be Aaron Mallard. He'll have the 1st down. BC Brothers moving the chains, 1st down, and Mallard just lowered the shoulder and got about 6 more yards out of it, and a 1st down.
Yeah, we always talk about how fast he is, but, man, he's strong, too, and kept the legs driving there and able to pick up, like you said, a huge 1st down. It gets you off your goal line, but also just allows you to eat more clock here.
Cannon trying to get everybody lined up. I don't know if the Cadets know what they're wanting to run here. Here's the snap. Steven going to give it to Smart. Stanley tries to turn the corner. He'll get out to the 30. A flag comes in. I think they're going to get Josh Washington on a hold.
It's keeping Cass in the football game. I'll say that.
And I think Josh, if you watched him pre-snap, I don't think Josh was sure what formation or what they were wanting to run.
Yep.
He was kind of looking at the sideline with the hands up.
I mean, these penalties, man, and we've seen some personal fouls from BC throughout the season and feel like they kind of got that rectified until tonight. But the holding, man, haven't seen this all year.
So that'll push the Cadets back towards their own 15 at the 16. And it'll be 2nd down and a long ways to go here. Working towards 8 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Cadets leading it here by 2 scores. Inside, this is Smart out towards the 20. And they'll get a few of those back and bring up 2nd and long. Call it 2nd and 14 for BC.
Good play there. Gets it back to 2nd and not unreasonable.
Really haven't seen a big downfield pass hit for BC tonight. And now Danny Britt wants a timeout. He came sprinting down the near sideline. We'll take it with him. Cadets up 21-7. This is Cadet football on Watch BC Sports, presented by Cash and Carry.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Welcome back here as we come out of the BC timeout. Checking some other scores. Ware County just getting run off the field by Creekside. At last check, it was, I think, 42-0. At last check, Christian had for Central of Carrollton was up big in their game. And if the Cadets are able to hang on to this for the next 7 minutes plus, that's who will be coming here to Memorial Stadium. Here's the give to Bubba Frazier on the give around the end. He makes a man miss. He's going to turn the corner, get awfully close, and have the first down up the left side. Where did he step out? Oh, they're going to mark him short. I thought he had it.
Yeah, it looks like he reached it out, but I think foot was out before he did that reach. But still, you go from 1st and 20 to 3rd and 2. That's a pretty successful series thus far. And now you see big old Cam Cody coming back in. Last time they tried this formation, BC jumped.
They're down in a long 2.
And look, they're going to answer with some beef of their own.
Feel like the next couple of plays here for BC so huge. If you can get a first down, a couple more minutes off the clock. Cash really trying to sell out here up the middle on 3rd and 2. Oh, and Steven fumbled the football. The ball is loose.
New center.
And I think Cash got it. Cash is going to have it on the 30-yard line of BC.
And Kevin, we saw earlier, you lose your starting center, and Stephen Kane has been on the sideline between every series just working on those under center snaps. And that time, 3rd and 2, you try to go under center and just bad snap. Don't know where the mishandling was on the center side or the quarterback side. Either way, hits the turf, and now you're asking your defense to stand up again.
So 1st and 10 from the Cadet 31-yard line.
And you just let them hang around.
And as you said, Stephen Cannon working on that quarterback center exchange right here on the sideline right as we speak. 1st and 10 for Cash. McWhorter looking at a step up in the pocket, roll to his right and be forced out of bounds. He's going to lose a half a yard, shoved out by Houston.
Yeah, that's a great play by your inside linebacker. You feel like the quarterback thought, hey, I can get up there, maybe pick up 5-6 yards, and that got shut down quick. Good answer on a quick change there from your defense.
2nd and 12.
They're going to call it 2nd and 12 officially. That Cadet defensive front. I know we don't name our players of the game, but
yeah,
all 3 of those guys have been huge tonight. And you count Guyton, that time had to get rid of it. Why? Because Cadets were bringing pressure and threw it a little earlier than he wanted to, looking for Tatum, and it was incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, Cadets were bringing pressure, but, man, Schumann, great job right there, just staying inside leverage and forcing the quarterback to throw a really tight football, and great coverage there from kind of your joker, playing that nickel outside linebacker spot.
So a big 3rd down here for Cass. BC defense trying to rise up here. One more time with 7:11 to go here in the ball game. Here's McWhorter on the snap, looking, going to wind up, throw it backside, and a little miscommunication. There was nobody in white and blue standing over there. It was just Amari Burse and Wyatt Estabrook's going to bring up 4th down. And now I think if you're Cass with 7 minutes, even if you feel good about your defense, you won't get it back till about 5 minutes. And I think they're going to go for this.
Yeah, you go for it, sling it downfield, and obviously trying to get the completion, but giving yourself a chance for maybe a pass interference.
So 4th down here for Cass. Here's the snap, McWhorter looking. LaDamian Guyton all back there. They were holding him. Cam Cody, Jameer Lee all back there, and intercepted by Jalen Houston. And my word, that defensive front was getting after it.
Yeah, there's finally a flags down.
They were holding LaDamian Guyton for sure. Jameer Lee was getting back there. Holding against Cass, that will be declined, and they'll take the Jalen Houston interception. So BC defense rises up again. That's 4 picks tonight for the BC defense.
Yeah, 2 by Mackay, 1 by Wyatt Estabrook, and then another one there by Jaden Houston. And I mean, how good has he been tonight? Had the unsportsmanlike call when he got a little fired up right there in the face of an opponent, but outside of that, he's been flying up, making tackles on the inside, been bringing some heat on the quarterback, sideline to sideline, and that time in phase, able to get an interception there. Just unbelievable stuff from an inside linebacker.
So now the Cadets need a couple of first downs to really feel better about this. Here's the give. Stanley Smart off the left side, and it has been South Georgia football, 3 yards and a cloud of dust here tonight. He'll get 3 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 7.
I'd be surprised if we see BC go under center again. I'll say that.
Haven't really seen a lot of the outside of Stephen Cannon on offense when he's kind of kept it. Haven't seen a whole lot of those gasher plays from the BC offense. It's been a big gain. It's been 7-8 yards tonight. And give Cass a lot of credit for that. Here's Cannon looking for somebody to get open. Going to tuck it, run it. He'll have the first down on the slide. After BC Brothers moving the chains, first down, and give him credit. Steve has played really well with that pocket presence.
I think so.
They've had trouble getting open tonight downfield.
But, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. They send 3 and kind of have a 4th guy as a spy, and he does a good job navigating the pocket, doesn't put the ball into harm's way, flows up, and is able to pick up a first down for his team and keep that clock rolling. That's just really good quarterback play.
Inside 6 minutes here on the first down play. That gives to Mallard. He'll try to turn the corner on the right side. Nice open field tackle by, that's Nazir Florine. And that'll be 2nd and 6. So a gain of 4 for Aaron Mallard on first down.
I think a smart job there by Stanley Smart. The guy disengages from you. He doesn't grab a hold of him. Yeah, he makes a tackle on your guy, but it's not a 10-yard penalty.
Interesting to talk with Danny Britt after the game. Cadets have kind of offensively had to line up and play just good old South Georgia country hardball here. Physical football. Here's the fling to Bubba Frazier. He'll get 2 or 3 on the pass play.
I feel like Bubba wants that one back. If he turns that one inside, he's gone. He tried to bust it to the outside, but the way Josh was blocking him, he had inside leverage.
Working inside 5 minutes, a big 3rd and 3. First down here, you could burn a couple of minutes.
Yeah, first down here puts Cass in a really tough situation. Got to start using timeouts if BC's able to pick up these 3 yards.
They'll motion an H-back. That's Conaway and Cole Henderson. And to give, this is Smart off that left side. Stanley is leaning, reaching, and second effort. Going to have the first down. He called up BC Brothers moving and said, let's move the chains.
That's big, man. And we talked about it. It doesn't have to be 30 yards. Just, hey, when we need 4 yards, go get it. And Stanley Smart's been able to do that tonight. That's huge from your junior running back.
And again, we haven't seen BC have to do this a whole lot where you've become a smash mouth football team tonight.
Yeah.
And by smash mouth, it's, hey,
all right,
if we get 3 or 4 yards, we're on schedule. Up under center again, out of the flex bone. Here's the give. This is going to be Josh Washington. He's going to lose a bunch of yards. They'll give him forward progress at the 39, but going to be a 5-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Washington on the carry, brought down by number 0. So that's Josh Love, the Cats.
And it's just the way Cass has been approaching this one defensively. They're leaving 2 safeties over the top the entire time. They're not letting BC beat them deep. And if BC's going to beat them, it's going to have to be on the ground. But BC's been able to get the job done thus far.
Inside 3:45 to go here in the ball game. 2nd and 15 for BC. Here's the give to Stanley Smart. He'll cut back inside. Across the 45, still pushing across the 50. 2nd, 3rd, 4th effort, still going. And they'll blow it dead at the 49-48 of Cass. And that'll bring up again a 3rd and 2 here for BC.
That's some hard running from your running back right there. Stanley Smart picking up 4 or 5 yards after contact. And that gets your whole team, whole stadium hyped up right there, that kind of effort.
Cadets will go flex bone out of the shotgun here. Everybody in tight. Here's the snap. Cannon going to run it himself. Nice lead block from Stanley Smart that time. And Steven just going to hop over the 45. And he'll get the first down, move those chains.
It's the same thing. He's looking at the 45-yard line like it's the goal line. You don't have to get past it. Just get to it and able to do that. That's a play Georgia fans saw Stetson Bennett run a lot when he was in Athens, and now Gunnar Stockton doing the same thing. You just get that extra blocker in there when you're able to run your quarterback like that.
So 1st and 10, clock continues to roll. Here's a reverse give to Bubba Frazier trying to turn the corner, and he will. And I think he stayed in bounds at the 36. He did. This is going to be 2nd and 1. Christian Gokel on the little counter give there to Bubba Frazier.
Yeah, don't feel comfortable going under center right now. Cool. We're going to run the same offense just from the shotgun at that time. Like you said, the backside counter, and a great job there by Bubba Frazier, burning to the edge, and a good job by that offensive line that's just kind of mixing and matching right now, doing a good job of leaning on him. Just working clock.
So 2nd down and short here for the Cadets. The give, Stanley Smart straight ahead. He'll have the 1st down, spun around.
Wow.
Whoever grabbed him on the inside first did a great job. I think it was number 10, Malachi Harris, 5'10", senior linebacker.
And I wonder when Cass is going to start using timeouts.
Yeah, probably here right around 2 minutes. There's the first one right there. That was fresh off the 1st down.
So if you're BC, run it on 1st down, burn another timeout, run it on 2nd down, burn another timeout. You run it on 3rd down, even if you don't get the 1st down, the clock's going to go under a minute.
Yeah. And you get a 1st down here, the ball game's over.
Correct. And I know it hasn't been overly pretty for BC offensively tonight, but in the second half, when they've needed it and wanted to just lean on them, feel like this, again, tattered offensive line right now. You lost 2 starters. Has done a really good job, and it's been hard running from Stanley Smart and Stephen Cannon tonight. Throw in Aaron Mallard, Josh Washington, Bubba Frazier there a little bit as well. But this drive right here has been an attitude drive, and that was the first drive of the second half too. We feel like we're bigger, stronger, can push you around a little bit, and that's what's been going on.
So it'll be the Cass timeout. They must have signaled it the wrong way. Saw the lead official step out there like they were stopping it again.
And I know a lot of fans watching this tonight for BC's offense are probably frustrated because they're just used to high flying. But the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, you've played teams that have said, hey, we're going to leave 4 guys back all the time to not let you hit anything over the top. You're going to have to do it 5-6 yards at a time. And it's a little bit different identity, but BC has been able to do it.
So 1st down. Yeah, BC going to take the air out here. Stanley Smart turning inside. He'll get 2-3 yards. And, whoa. Well, extra BC fans wanted a flag.
I mean, it was late, but if you're an official, unless it's egregious, you can't call that penalty because then that's their season right there. That's it.
I don't think Cass is called. Did they call the timeout?
They did, but I'm curious how on that play only a second ran off the clock.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 1 second officially.
It was 2:02, and now it's 2:01. I think that play took a little bit longer than a second.
So Cass with their second timeout, and now on 2nd down, you wonder, does Cass let the clock run here and use the timeout after 3rd down? But now BC is in field goal range. You have a chance, even if you only get 6 of the 8 yards.
I don't think you're doing it. You're already up 2 scores, and there's just so many disastrous things that can happen. You don't want to give them a momentum play or great field position.
I understand that, but also if you go up 3 scores with inside 2 minutes,
that's it. Yeah,
they're not going to be able to.
If you've been consistently knocking them through from 40 yards, sure.
This will give the old head ball coach a few more gray hairs, but deep down, I think Danny Britt likes this kind of football. Hey, we're going to line up and be grown men about it, and we're going to have to push you down the field.
And for Cass, you got to get a stop.
So 2nd down and 8. Here's the give inside to Aaron Mallard out. He's going to turn the corner. I think he's going to be close. Nope, going to be brought down at the 26. That'll bring up 3rd and 2. Cass uses their last timeout. Cadet football presented by Cash and Carries. It has been all season long in Christian tonight. As we've gone through the playoffs, I want to thank BC Brothers Moving, also the BC AAA, and Sapelo Straw. They're 3 folks who have stepped up to help us here in the playoffs, continue to bring you video broadcast. So thank those folks when you're out and about. Again, it gets a little bit more costly in the playoffs. You have to pass some things along to the state. And we appreciate those folks for helping us out. Christian, also would be remiss if I didn't mention that the Georgia High School Association is a voluntary nonprofit organization composed of over 450 public and private high schools. The GHSA administers regulations for region and state competition in 19 sports and 2 activities. Founded in 1908, the GHSA strives to promote good sportsmanship, participant safety, and fair play amongst its member schools. For more information, visit ghsa.net or follow @official GHSA on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. 3rd and 2 here for the Cadets.
And for Cash, you're calling a play for your season right here.
Cannon, almost fumbled the football. Cannon's going to keep it himself. He will have the first down and more, and that should do it. That's going to stop the clock for the first down, but Cass out of timeouts. The Georgia High School Association would like to thank its corporate sponsors for their valuable support of high school athletics and activities. Alpha Insurance, Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, Gatorade, Wilson, BSN Sports, Atlanta Hawks, Mizuno, the Atlanta Braves, Subway, Sports Medicine South, Atlanta Track Club, NFHS Network, Regions Bank, Max Preps, GoFan, and Georgia Public Broadcasting.
And victory formation here for the Cadets. Kevin, your favorite formation.
100% Stephen Cannon going to take it and nail it. And that winds the clock with 1:17. The play clock hasn't worked all second half, but may only need to snap this one more time. And as we've seen in a game that's all but over, they'll get a little liberal with starting the play clock. So even if you kneel on it and it's not quite to 40 seconds, they may hold it up and officially spot it. So it'll be 2nd and 12.
I mean, what a second half from this battered offensive line. Come out, lean on Cass, and able to make the plays you needed to make. And that first drive, you're able to go score a touchdown there. And now so many big first downs on this drive to just, I think Kevin took 6 minutes off the clock there. And I think you're going to have to snap this one more time.
Oh, have they officially started the play clock? I think he's telling Danny Britt, you got to snap it one more time.
Yep.
So BC's just going to hurry up and snap it and go line up. It'll be 4th down after this. But Cass with no timeouts. Cannon with the snap of the knee, and that ought to do it. Clock will run out. It'll be 4th down, and the Cadets are on to the 3rd round. They will be right here next week, Friday after Thanksgiving. Christian Gokel, and again, it wasn't necessarily pretty. Offense puts up 2 touchdowns tonight. Defense puts up 1, but it was enough to knock off the Cass Colonels and move on to round 3.
Yeah, and when you're a program, and that's exactly what BC is, that's used to winning, you can learn to win in different ways. And tonight was just a slugfest. You sat about between the 30s and just punched each other in the mouth all night. And BC was able to land enough haymakers to get out of here with the win. But credit to Cass, man. They came in here with the game plan and said, hey, we're going to keep everything in front of us, and you're going to have to earn every single yard you're able to get. But, Kevin, I think the story of the night and really of this season has been the defense. They're violent. They fly around. They play with great eye discipline. And tonight they made some big-time plays. Mekhi Williams able to get 2 interceptions. Wyatt Estabrook gets an interception. Houston, your inside linebacker, gets one. Mekhi probably should have had another one, or you shut him out if he's able to hold on to that one, because really only touchdown he gave up was on a prayer heaved into double coverage. So this defense has been elite, and they're kind of carrying when offense struggles, defense is able to step up. And we've seen when you go to Perry and, hey, defense is struggling a little bit, offense stepped up when you need them as well. So it's a very complimentary football team, and one that's headed on to the quarterfinals.
And then there were 8, and it will be here next week at Memorial Stadium. The Cadets, most likely Central of Carrollton, unless that was a massive collapse by them in the second half of that football game. Central of Carrollton, a good football team, Christian, but they have to get on the bus and make the long ride all the way down here to Savannah next Friday night after Thanksgiving. They can get full on turkey up in Atlanta and come down this way, or the west side of Atlanta, and come down here as well. But tonight, Christian, I thought it was about the defense for BC. You just never thought that Cass was really going to bust one on you or put you over defensively, and those guys up front really getting the job done. You see the Cadets celebrating, about to sing the alma mater. We will step aside, Christian, because we have the attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show waiting in the wings. We'll name our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. We'll also hear from the head coach himself, Danny Britt, after a winning night here, 21-7, BC over Cass. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at JVD Attorney. Sapelo Straw Company. With Sapelo Pine Straw, you can expect fresh, clean pine straw, fast and reliable service, and a beautifully finished yard. We take pride in neat professional work. Call 912-254-1009 or look for us online at sapelostraw.co.
Welcome back here to the Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show here at Memorial Stadium. There you see the score for Benedictine, 21-7. Hugs and smiles on one side. And on the other side, a lot of kids, as you see over here, playing their last high school football game, and that's what you get here in the state playoffs. You see a lot of Cass players hugging, handshaking, some players saying, I don't want to leave the field, my last high school football game. But that's what you get week in and week out. And, Christian, we say it to Danny Britt this time of year, you get one more to get one more. And that's what they're trying to do here. It looks like it will be Central of Carrollton. They were up 30 in the second half, 57-21 in that ball game. So Central of Carrollton will be headed to Savannah next week to take on a BC team that, again, has found ways to win it in the first two rounds in different ways. So tonight, the legs of Stephen Cannon put two in the end zone for you. Didn't have a passing touchdown tonight and a kick return for a touchdown, and that defense held up in a big, big way.
Yeah, and again, defense really stepping up, and I think that allowed you offensively to play a certain style, which is just pound the rock 5-6 yards at a time. You never felt like you had to press offensively. I think BC did a good job. It's 2 games in a row where, hey, don't make the mistake. Don't get outside your comfort zone, and it's a good job by A.J. Phillips and his staff, but Galen Houston and his staff defensively have just been lights out all season long, and they stepped up again tonight, forcing 4 turnovers, and really, I think, answering the bell. This is a team that's physical. They run a very similar style offense as you, but a little bit of a wrinkle to it, very wide. Haven't really seen that so far this year with the split. So, yeah, big-time stuff, and your playmakers, when you needed them to, answer the call all night.
Yeah, you can block 1. You might be able to block 2. You weren't able to block 4 of them tonight on that BC defensive front, as you see Coach Danny Britt talking to his football team there, Christian. And we'll talk to him coming up in just a little bit. But before we do that, let's talk about our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game. There is a number of ways you could go in this one, and guys who made key contributions. Stephen Cannon, 2 rushing touchdowns. You had 4 picks defensively along the front. You were amazing. Where are we going tonight for the Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game?
So I want to say this. Mekhi Williams is certainly up there. Won it last week for you, 3 interceptions in 2 games. But I think 2 guys stood out to me tonight. And so, Cool Vibes, if you're mad at me, I'm sorry. But I think for the first time ever, I'm giving out a dual one here. Offensively, is Stephen Cannon, because he was the offense and didn't make a mistake tonight that kind of broke your back. There was the 1 fumble on the exchange right there, but you're up 2 scores at that point. The defense was kind of rolling. But outside of that, really on the ground, was able to make things happen, but executed this offense very well, able to punch a couple of touchdowns in. And then defensively, Jaden Houston, I thought was just a spark plug in the middle of your defense, flying up, making big hits. He was sideline to sideline in coverage, had a few different pass breakups, and then, of course, the interception there on the sideline where he followed his guy all the way across the field to make that happen. So Cannon and Houston really been your leaders offensively and defensively this year, and I thought they stepped up for you in a big-time way tonight.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. And, again, Cam Cody, I mean, it's one of those things where people touch you, it's like just call it the Cam Cody Cool Vibes Pizza Award because he's been so disruptive, and he was, again, tonight. He and LaDamian Guyton did a bunch of things. And that defense, Christian, offense will do a lot of things for you. That defense will win you a championship. And right now, all 11 are really looking solid for Galen Houston and company on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and you did that without your starting cornerback tonight with JoJo Sutton out with an injury. So you had backups in there, rotated Amari Burse and Bubba Frazier in there at that cornerback spot. But, man, just you talked about it in the pregame, the inside of that defense with Cam Cody, Gavin Smith, Jameer Lee, And then you go back to your linebackers with Little and Houston, and then your two safeties, Wyatt Estabrook and Mekhi Williams. It's just so stout up the middle. They came out and made huge plays tonight. And, again, you lifted up your offense when things weren't necessarily clicking. But I think Cass came out tonight and said, hey, we're going to make this one a slog. And BC said, cool, we're okay with that. We're cool standing in the middle of the ring and just throwing haymakers. So,
and it
really,
sounds,
I think answer the bell.
When you say that, it sounds like, okay, they did it. But normally a team that's known for, big plays, 20, 30, 40-yard plays, Bubba Frazier, everybody kind of has their big play moment of the game to say, no, we're going 3 yards in a cloud of dust because that's all we can do tonight and make it work for us. That's not always the easiest thing to do when you probably get a little antsy going, why is this not hitting? Why are we not hitting? Why are we not hitting? And again, not as easy to change pace like that, but they did it tonight.
No, and I think a big reason is guys on the screen right now talking to his offensive line group. Pat Fogarty returning to Benedictine this season, taking over as the offensive line coach. Had a stint, Kevin, up in Arkansas, was at Valdosta State as an offensive line coach, and obviously played there as well as a player. And I think he's come in and kind of added a intensity and a little bit of attitude to this offensive line unit, and obviously has done an outstanding job coaching them up. But I think tonight a lot of that goes to him as well, and Fogarty's big-time BC people, and they kind of bleed maroon and gray and white, and, of course, no black. That's they say it's not a part of the uniform scheme. But these guys, they bleed BC, and tonight I think he really exemplified that. You saw it before the drive where they were able to go out there and pick up some crucial first downs there at the start of the second half. He went out there and got the face of his offensive line and said, we got to start moving people. And they really answered the bell, a very physical run on the next play. So tonight you see him down there in leadership. He's the guy, one of the guys that AJ Phillips is talking to in the headset while he's up in the booth calling plays. And I really love having him down on the sideline because that guy exemplifies toughness and physicality, and that's what BC needed tonight.
BC a winner 21-7. I saw Coach Britt heading up this way, so he will join us as the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show rolls on. We'll talk about this one. Certainly you want to practice on Thanksgiving. Sorry, BC folks, your Thanksgiving dinner plans got disrupted again, but they'll take it and get ready for round number 3, and Central of Carrollton will be headed here next week to take on the Cadets. Danny Britt joins us next on the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show here on Watch BC Sports.
As the world's largest lifestyle retailer of recreational boats and yachts, MarineMax is dedicated to connecting people with life-changing experiences on the water. More than just a boat retailer, MarineMax offers a complete range of services. 3518 Old Tybee Road, Thunderbolt, and online at marinemax.com. Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.co.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back to the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show after the Cadets win it 21-7 here over Cass. Danny Britt joining us up top here at Memorial Stadium. And Coach, that's round 2. That's a good football team. A lot of folks thought, we'll see, but lines of scrimmage, it was a battle tonight. They tackled really well, and they turned you into a 3-yard in a cloud of dust type football team. And I know you don't mind that because it means you got to be physical and go punch somebody in the mouth. And 6 minutes to put the ball game away. You guys had the football, but talk about the effort tonight. Obviously, you got a W, but another tough opponent there in round number 2.
Yeah, no, I thought, much credit to them. They much like last week, this group did a good job. They had a good game plan in what they were doing. And defensively, they played really hard and got after us. We never had our guys just break it open like we typically do. So, much credit to them. We did lose our center earlier in the game, and that is hard for an offense to overcome. Reef, we have other guys that work at center, but Reef, he's got 98% of the snaps. It's just kind of the way that works. And so that changed things. That made things hard, and, of course, led to you saw some fumbled, under center snaps. I thought Colin Ward went in, and not that he does a good job. It's just, he hasn't got the reps. So you're proud that we overcame that, I really am.
Coach, talk about that just mindset-wise. I know coaches sometimes you can change that a little bit, but obviously the kids know, hey, Bubba will break one, or Aaron's going to break one, or Josh Washington is going to break one, or we'll hit a big play. You really didn't have a lot of big plays. It was we're going outside of the punt return. Offensively, you guys had to kind of go old school BC football, and we're going to just push you down the field. And do you get antsy when you have to do that and say, hey, we're going to score, but it may take us 10 or 12 plays to get down there and do it?
Obviously, yes. I still felt like, coming out of halftime, we were going to just bust it open and, kind of like last week but we just never got that opportunity on offense. Just never happened. And we had, several chances there. Right before half, they, hit Bubba in the hands. And, so we've got to do a better job in order to continue and play after, and win next week. We're going to have to do a better job. But, hey, we survive and advance. We get to play on Thanksgiving. We're playing at home next Friday. So, super excited.
Coach, your quarterback, obviously new center, but his legs tonight were a big factor. You and Coach DePhillips kind of took a page out of some Georgia Tech stuff where it's like, hey, just go. We're gonna power football with you. Had a 39-yard touchdown run. Actually had both of your rushing touchdowns tonight. Talk about the play of him tonight and using his legs and using it effectively.
Yeah, I think they had two different things. I think they had got it cloudy for him a little bit defensively, and then losing Reef, the timing was off a bit. So we just kind of had to do what we had to do. And of course, he's a really good athlete, big kid, and used him in that way. And whatever way it works, and we win football games. But it wasn't what we were expecting coming in, to be honest with you.
Coach, another great performance by your defense. I think their one touchdown, you actually played it okay, and it was tipped and into their hands. Outside of that, I think most of the ball movement by them was off of you guys and penalties. But, your front seven continues to dominate football games, and they did again tonight.
I thought they did. I thought they played really, really well. And, defensively we played well and felt like if we could just, they were going to knock out some first downs, but we could get them throwing the ball that, we could shut them down there. And we did. I think we had, 4 picks, 4 interceptions. So did a good job there. You're right. We had a number of penalties where, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I told the officials, I said, y'all did a really good job of helping them stay in the game. And I just feel that way. I'll go back and look at it and maybe if I feel like I'm wrong, I will say that next week on the radio show. But I really do not feel that way. And they had the guys checking. They just, I don't know. They just kept throwing those flags at an inopportune time.
And Coach, they did something I don't think I've seen a lot of teams do to you guys with the wide splits on the offensive front. Maybe you've seen it, but I don't recall seeing one go kind of that wide where they were really spreading you out between the hash marks there. What kind of challenge did that present?
Yeah, it does. It just makes it difficult. Obviously, it makes it further to get to the quarterback. You have to make a decision. Do you just split it? Do you just still line up, on the technique of the guy? So it does some different things to you. Obviously, you widen out if you want to run there, but it kind of messes up a little bit.
Coach, you get one to play one more, so you get at least another one. It will be at home, as you mentioned, against Central Carrollton, and you kind of check off another box. We want to practice on Thanksgiving. Sorry, we disrupted the turkey and the sweet potatoes and all that, but what better way would you rather do it than to start off Thanksgiving Day out of a little practice?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's what we do. That's why they came to Benedictine. That's why they're here. They want to practice on Thanksgiving. They want to win championships. They want to play in big-time environments, so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to give them all of that, and we another box checked. You're correct.
And then there were 8, and you're not going to have a cupcake from here on out. They're all really, really good at this point. In Central Carrollton, obviously, I think won pretty big tonight. Do you know much about them? I know I'll clear across the other side of the state, but do you know anything about Central of Carrollton at this point?
I don't really know much about them. We've got a little bit of film on them, and I've seen just a tad bit. But it kind of, even at this point in the year, somewhat doesn't matter. Like we've got to clean up some things we're doing and fix that, and go find out who's able to play next week. That's another thing, and then go from there. But I'm sure they're a good football team. That's just we're playing in Georgia High School 4A. They're going to be good football teams by this point.
Coach, congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Coach Danny Britt joining us here on the Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show after a 21-7 victory over Cass tonight. And they are on to the third round. As you heard our conversation there, they will play Central of Carrollton right here next Friday after the Thanksgiving holiday. So Christian Gokel, you get a little turkey, a little dressing, a little stuffing. You got to go play football game the next day out there as well. But coach's show, I'm guessing, on Thanksgiving might not be at high noon on Thursday.
We might move that one. We'll send out an update. But, man, what a promo from Danny Britt. Tune in to see if I'm wrong. That's funny. He said, hey, I don't usually admit I'm wrong, but if I am, I'm going to admit it on the next show. So I've never heard a better promo than that.
Yeah, there you go. So check that out. But talk about the momentum going into the next round. And, I said, find out who can play. You lose your center. Hopefully he's able to come back next week. Colin Ward did a good job, but kind of a different mindset being put on the spot versus I'm the guy. And by the way, I could be the guy in the quarterfinals with a chance to go to the semifinals on the line.
Yeah, some teams, Kevin, are four-wheel drive. They're not going to go overly fast, but they're good at just grinding stuff out. Some teams are Corvettes. If it's smooth sailing, they can fly around, make plays. BC, all-terrain vehicle. They can do anything you need them to. They can fly around and make plays if you have it like that. And if you want to make it and kind of take you off-road a little bit and make it a physical kind of football game, cool. BC will put on the tires with a big tread, and they'll go out there and make that happen. So, yeah, you have momentum. You had an explosive game last week where you win 42-7, and then you come out here tonight. They milk clock. I don't know if they took a snap before there was 7 seconds there on the play clock, and then you have them just grinding out drives. Penalties obviously helped out as well, but you're able to play different kinds of football games, and the fact that you can grind it out or go toe-to-toe with somebody who wants to sling the ball all over the rock. BC's got a lot of ways to win, so if you're a BC fan, that'd give you a lot of confidence going forward. And looking at the teams you have left on the schedule, you're going to have to be able to do it both ways. You have Central Carrollton next week. I think at last check they had 57 points in the football game. They could score some points. Then flip that over. Whoever comes out of that Blessed Trinity Marist game down there feel like they're going to be favors going forward, and they're going to have to battle a North Laconia team that's got some injuries, but both of those teams play very good, or all three of those teams play very good defense. So you got to be able to win these games in a variety of ways, and I feel like the Cadets feel comfortable doing that.
So they will be practicing on Thanksgiving. We'll be playing the day after Thanksgiving, but the good news is we'll be doing it right here at Memorial Stadium in Savannah, and we'll have to take the trek to darn near Alabama to play a football game in the quarterfinals. So Christian and I will be here next Friday night. We hope you will be here next Friday night, if not in person, which you should be if you can. If not, join us right here on Watch BC Sports.
I'm going to go and put it out there. I'm going to be annoying this week, because if you are in the city of Savannah next Friday and you are a high school football fan, not just BC fan, high school football fan, you have no excuse to not be out here watching that game. Thanksgiving's over. You want to get away from your in-laws. You want to get out of the house. Come out and watch a big-time football game. You don't get a lot of chances to do this, and it's at home. You don't have to hit the road. Memorial Stadium needs to be packed next week, and I'm going to be banging the drum all week for that to happen.
Yeah, it should be a great environment right here next week. So for Christian Gokel, I'm Kevin Thomas. We'll see you next time here on Watch BC Sports. Cadets a winner. They're on to the third round and the quarterfinals of the state Quad A playoffs. We'll see you next time on Watch BC Sports.